Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have any questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached.
Around?
That is one of the ways. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those of you that need instant gratification in this millennial-based world. And of course, the show's Twitter feed is at Skimpod. That's SKIMPOD. For the more patient amongst you, which is none of us, let's be honest, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again, being spelled with a K. We're also available via Apple Podcast, something I've never heard of, Stitcher Radio. Are any of you still using that shit? TuneIn Radio, whatever the fuck that is, I couldn't tell you. Google Play, I've heard of that. I don't use it, but if you do, thank you. Spotify, now that one I use, so find us on there. I know we're on there. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Now I ask that you please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show because honestly, I don't do that shit. And I need someone to pick up my slack. Now, I hear that there is a group of people here that collectively discuss music, and they provide for you, yes you, a pod called Cast. It's a musical discussion show built on a hip-hop foundation, which seems to be what makes the musical world turn these days, and I hear it's pretty swell. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, The Real ODP, and your host, Internet's Tasty Tayrell 713.
There's a million MCs they claim they want some, but see, I create sounds that make your ears go numb. Peace to Sayers Ave, yeah, you know how we go. My best friend Steven at the Home Depot. Lawrence is in the house, I can't forget Southside. Walk past MCs like that girl did the Far Side. I'm labeled as the cast meow, the MC with the know-how, act like you know. Not now, but right now. Beast of the East on MCs that have a feast, I'd eat that ass like quiche, crack a smile like Shanice. Straight out Jamaica scene, Jamaica Queens, but you can find me out in Georgia or anywhere in between. Now, if my partners don't look good, Malik won't look good. If Malik don't look good, the Quest don't look good. If the Quest don't look good, the Queens don't look good. But since our sounds is universal, New York won't look good. Pitch your fight, loosen the battle. Come on, get off it. Put down the microphone, Thun. Surrender forfeit. Did I hear something about a crew? What they want to do? You better call Mr. Babyface so he can bring out the cool in you. Or it'll be a sad love song being sung by Tony Braxton. And I'll dissect you like a fraction. Or you want to be top cat MCs, I'll pop you like a zit. You want to be the champion, more like Chief some shit. Big up to every time when it comes to this, MCs be running scared as if they're watching The Exorcist. I kick more game than a crackhead for Hempstead. My styles is milk. Man, you'll think that I was breastfed. You know the Steeler when the Diggy Dog is on the scene. I dedicate this to all the MCs out of Queens. That goes for Onyx, LL, Run DMC, Akinelli, Nasty Nas, and the Extra P. You need a chart straight up and down, man. There ain't no other. Enough respect to all the peeps that made my album cover. Yo, Tip, don't worry none. You know I get the party jumping. Get on the microphone and break them off a little something. Hey, and welcome to it. It's Stays Crunchy and Milk, episode 364. My headphones are snagging on this PC tower. Let's see if I can move those to the side. We back up in this bitch once again. Podding, casting, doing those things we do. I truly enjoy it. It is a very soothing kind of situation. You know what it is? I like podcasting. I'm kind of I'm real kind of thoroughly sick of editing at this point. Because it's way more difficult now. But tis what it is, gentle people. We are joined by the man of 1,000 nicknames. The artist formerly known as Chesterfield Rockwell. It's the 216's own Tatum.
Just breeze?
No more fun and games, people. We're also joined by the man who knows that head's high, but kill him with the no. Just make a boy know you're not blow. It's my man Lunchbox.
I don't know what that reference is, but the first couple words in, I started thinking when I hit him high, hit him high, hit him high, and you hit him low, hit him low, hit him low.
Have you seen the new Toon Squad jersey?
Man, LeBron ain't ever gonna be able to beat Jordan.
I just saw you saw the jersey.
That's my answer. I watched The Last Dance. My mind's made up. I don't care that he won me a championship. I'm sorry. I don't care that he won the city a championship.
You can make it personally yours. You can call that yours.
No, because then I sound like a slave owner or some shit, and I'm not trying to do that.
I gotta say, I don't think that's what that came off as, but to each his own. We are also joined.
That black man went out there and won me a championship.
By the last of the Golden Cookies, the suburban Puerto Rican, the real ODP is my homeboy Gabe.
Yeah, call me crazy, but I like my porn stars a little ugly.
I saw
They
this
try
article
harder.
one time where it was like porn stars without all the makeup, and man, do they look drastically different. A lot of them.
I think they chose a particular bushel of porn stars for that particular situation, and yeah, those particular ones were drastically different inside and outside of makeup, but.
Oh, so that's what they call a group of porn stars, like a murder of crows, a bushel of porn stars.
So we ride away with it.
I'm just wondering, like, who was really looking at porn stars' faces?
Well, I sometimes like to see
I don't know about you,
the
but
joy
I
in
ain't
their
got that type
eyes.
of time to be looking at their fucking face. You guys have a luxury I don't have.
I guess it might depend on where the finish happens.
Maybe.
Oh, sweet baby.
That's
Jesus.
a good point.
Just Grays?
It has kind of been a rough week and a lot of it and it's just been a rough bit of life right now. So I'm not trying to lay too heavy on the sadness gas, but I just want to talk about two people right quick and try to keep it narrow to just that. And those people are Anthony Huber, who was 26 years old.
Okay.
And Joseph Rosenbaum, who was 36 years old, both of Kenosha, Wisconsin, who were murdered in the streets while protesting the what seemingly seems like extrajudicial shooting of Jacob Blake, who was shot 7 times by a police officer on Sunday. In the back, Jacob Blake may never walk again, but I truly am grateful that he is alive because not too many people make it out of this, and in fact, 2 people protesting his grave injury did not make it out alive. But
and Anthony Boyd was helping out the first guy that was shot when he was shot.
Yeah, so. Anthony Huber, what do we gonna say, man? He's a 26-year-old guy, man. Hold on, man. I just want to get this story right. I'm trying to skip over the details of the person responsible for these people's deaths because fuck that guy. I'm not trying to give him any love, but it's hard to bounce around this particular article. But I'm just saying that these people's friends and family have spoken highly of them. They were proud that they were out there in the streets protesting police violence against black people. Both these gentlemen were white men. They're not black people. They were white people, but they were out there protesting and looking out for their fellow man in their town. And it's sad that their lives had to come to a tragic end. But it seems to be always that way during these times of upheaval and change. And I got to remember that. It's rare that change comes without loss, I guess. And it stinks something awful that these people had to lose their lives. Way too young to be gone. And Rosenbaum, you know what I'm saying, a 36-year-old man has a 2-year-old daughter, you know what I'm saying. Huber has a stepdaughter, so they're saying these people are all leaving behind. These people are leaving behind family, friends, and children, and that stinks. But I'm grateful for their dedication to more humane and human rights for people who look like me, and I respect the hell out of that. And that's all I'm gonna do with that particular story. Like I said, I'm not trying to show any kind of whatever to the person who committed this heinous act. Fuck him and fuck people like him. But
fuck people who call him a hero.
Even delve into that water. We're gonna keep this train rolling because quick little this
Okay.
story
I
has me
just wanted to add my fuck
so
yous.
out of my hookup that I'm just like, come on. Articles of impeachment drafted against Governor Mike DeWine by the worst conservative Ohio lawmakers is how this story is written by the good folk at Scene, which is our local alternative press newspaper. And conservative state rep John Becker of Union Township in Claremont County has drafted 10 articles of impeachment against his fellow Republican Mike DeWine for actions that he say violated the Ohio and United States constitutions, as well as those multiple sections of Ohio revised code in the governor's response to the coronavirus pandemic. You know what the governor did? He, for a bit, shut down businesses and stuff and said, stay your ass in the house. He said, shelter in place. He then gently opened businesses back up, probably a little too fast for most people's likings, but he did. And has just been like, hey, man, kind of shut your bars down by around, let's say, 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? You can still get your drink on. Go ahead, girl. But, if you could be cool to shut it down by 10 o'clock. Because, COVID don't come out until after that. It's bonkers that these people are so wildly against each other. Now, they're like most people seem to agree this guy will never get the needed votes to get this to pop off. But the fact this fucktard, I don't like that turning phrase because that's disrespectful. So I'm just calling him this fuck boy. It was like, I'm going to bring up articles of impeachment because this motherfucker had the nerve to try to help the state he runs. Fuck it, man. That's wild to me, and we'll see how his shit works out. It's insane. It's like, really?
Stranger things have happened.
Well, like I said, they just don't got the votes. They just don't, and ain't no way they about to kick this sitting governor off. This motherfucker just want to be mad, and I guarantee you, in a few years, we'll probably see him run for governor of the state of Ohio, thinking he got some juice in this suit that's too big for him to wear. I'm gonna send y'all this picture because it's just so
stupid. Is it a
stupid.
Steve Harvey suit?
It's just like, look at
got 3 buttons.
Like 6. You gotta have 6 buttons. Women be shopping. Women be shopping.
Look at how ill-fitting this suit is on this man. Plus, he just look evil.
Yeah, he does look like, I hate Delta Psi Self Delta. I hate him.
He would totally fucking shut down the community center for the kids. And they'd have to have some kind of funny antics to make it sure it stayed
That
open.
nigga head long as hell.
Yeah, he got an 8 head.
He got a head like Witness the World Watch.
This one's a banger that I was so excited to talk to y'all about. So I'm going to go through the article first, and then we go and chat. Liberty University says Jerry Falwell Jr. agreed to resign as president, but then withdrew his resignation.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Embattled evangelical leader Jerry Falwell Jr. agreed to resign at Liberty University's president Monday, but withdrew his resignation when media reports about the decision emerged, the university said in a statement Monday night. The Christian school founded by Falwell Jr.'s late father was in discussion with him about his resignation early Monday, a school spokesman told CNN. The conversations around his fate come after a series of recent public controversies about his behavior, including an affair a Miami man said he had with Falwell Jr.'s wife that went on for 8 years. In a statement to CNN, Falwell Jr. acknowledged the affair. After asking Falwell to take an indefinite leave on August 7th, additional matters came to light that made it clear that it would not be in the best interest of the university for him to return from leave and to serve as president, according to a statement from the university. Falwell responded by agreeing to resign immediately as university president of Liberty University today, but then instructed his attorneys to not tender the letter for immediate resignation, according to a statement Falwell Jr. told Virginia Business Monday. That reports that he was resigning were completely false. A planned meeting by the executive committee followed by a full board meeting will go forward as planned, the university added a statement. Falwell Jr., 58, issued a lengthy statement saying he and his family were blackmailed by the man who had an inappropriate personal relationship with his wife, Becky. I want y'all to know she spells her name Becki, Becky.
The best kind of way.
a little heart on the eye.
How's her hair?
Conflicting stories about what happened. Farwell Jr. did not identify the man, but Giancarlo Granda told CNN he is the person who was referenced throughout Farwell's statement. In an exclusive interview with Reuters, Granda said he was 20 years old in 2012 when he met the couple while working as a pool attendant at the Fountain Blue Hotel in Miami and began a relationship the same month with Farwell Jr.'s wife, Becky. Throughout the relationship, Granda said Farwell Jr. enjoyed watching from the corner of the room as he and Becky had sex. Granda told Reuters he and Becky had sex multiple times per year at hotels in Miami, New York, and in Farwell's home in Virginia. Neither Farwell Jr. nor Becky Farwell have commented on Granda's description of the affair.
Grinders?
Granda, Grands.
Freudian slip.
However, a spokesperson for both Farwell said the claim that Jerry observed the two having sex was untrue and pointed to a specific line in his statement where Farwell said Becky had an inappropriate relationship with this person, something which I was not involved. And a person familiar with the relationship told CNN the physical relationship between Becky Farwell and Granda lasted about a year. Disputing the length of the relationship is told by Granda to Reuters. There's a whole lot more going on there. But as it turns out, Jerry Falwell Jr. might be into cuckolding, and that's perfectly fine. Except Jerry Falwell Jr., like his father before him, is a piece of shit that hates on gay people, trans people, premarital sex, so forth and so on. And then he tried to throw his wife under the bus and be like, that was that bitch's fault. Even though he was sitting in the corner jacking off. And we know he was in the corner jacking off, bruh. It's cool.
Hey, wait a minute. We don't know if he was jacking off.
Yeah, because usually
in the corner, he might have saved the jack off for later.
Is, in those type of relationships, they got that dick box that they put the dick in, so you can't touch yourself.
That dick box.
That dick box. You know what I'm talking about, right?
You know what? I do, actually.
I heard of the enough. Yes, I'm aware of this dick box you speak of. The penile cage, I believe, is what its name is.
Yes. Your dick in the box. Ooh,
it really is a dick in the box. And like I said, if it were anybody else, man, this is not a story because, hey, bro, no one's here to yuck your yum and enjoy your kinks. I dig it that you and your wife got a little something popping like that. For seemingly 8 years deep. And like I said, my man said, yes, he acknowledged the affair, which pretty much puts the rest of it I'm like, bruh, y'all saw what happened with August and Jada. Don't go just pretending it ain't happening because it went down and that's cool, bruh.
Those Falwells are in some freaky shit. I heard from a wine cooler ad that his father lost his virginity to his grandmother.
Sir. But I figured that one I want to throw to the group and see what y'all thought about my man Jerry Falwell Jr.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Like, if I was his wife, she should definitely leave him. Even though I know she probably paid up already. That's kind of messed up for him to just throw her under the bus. No, for him to throw her under the bus, rather.
I jumped over to the Reuters story that they quoted in that CNN story, and it says in the headline there, business partner of Falwell says affair with evangelical power couple spanned 7 years. So I wonder where they pulled that 8 from in the CNN article when Reuters, where their source has 7 in the headline. But
it's probably technically 7 and some change. So
it's probably around
that's close to fucking enough.
Jerry Falwell Jr. regularly kicks it with the president, and so that's another reason they bruh. I'm not trying to look, bruh. I'm not saying Becky's not my cup of tea. I mean, y'all. If y'all send y'all this link, you can scroll down and see if y'all think, hey, that she does. I don't know if she fly your cat. Not really my dealie, but they make a good little triad. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see if I can see it. I see a picture of the guy. I gotta click on the article.
No, if you just scroll down, there's a picture of Falwell Jr. shaking Trump's hand and then there's like a video player that has images of all three of them.
And then it's a picture of her with red hair too.
No, that redhead is actually her assistant, and that's why he initially got in trouble. Remember we talked about that a few weeks back, because they both got their pants unbuttoned.
Yeah.
And they was like, "Bruh, that's a real inappropriate picture." And he swore he was drinking black water and not that brown. Even though if you look at that picture, bruh, that look like that brown to me. That look like a deep glass of some drink too.
She's all right for an older lady. I can see her in a MILF scene.
She does kind of look like Ava Adams a little bit.
I don't know that name, so okay.
And there's this.
You should look it up real quick.
Respect due to.
You use your own web history, not mine.
I can see her approaching the pool boy. Say so. I like how you clean that pool.
Oh my goodness.
Some help in the house.
Do you think she went and got him, or do you think he went and got him and was like, "Hey man, my wife is feeling you."
I think I should sit here while you guys talk, and I should write a song about that.
We need another song for the Skim album with such hits as "I'm Sorry But I'm Girthy" and
I'm sorry, but I don't even remember that. But that do sound like a good song.
Becky Farwell is 53 for those wondering.
How old is Ava Adams? I know you know who she is, right, Gabe?
Yeah, I do.
You my man, Gabe. Gabe always be knowing. He'll never let me down.
Oh, she has 2 D's in her last name.
Mm-hmm.
She's 40. She's a fellow Virgo. Respect.
If only we could play that song Virgo by Nas and Ludacris.
Oh man.
So let him get his cuck on. I just wish he wasn't so. He's no one should yuck his yum, but he yucks everyone else's yum. That's the problem.
That's exactly where the problem lies. It's like, bruv, you didn't have to do that, savage.
Like Newt Gingrich, I don't shit on him for cheating on all his wives, but I do shit on him for cheating on all his wives because he was like. Shame Bill Clinton when he was caught with Monica Lewinsky. At the same time, he's fucking around on his wife.
Oh, man. I was hoping they had I guess Dan Savage talked about it on the show this week, and I was hoping they had transcripts of his episodes, but they don't seem to have those. So, boo earns. I don't listen to Savage Love Podcast anymore because at some point it just became, I'm like, these calls are kind of the same. And it's like, it was new to them, but you know what I'm saying? It was, at this point, if you had been a long-term listener of the Savage Love Cast, it's like, wasn't nothing new popping, you know?
I stopped listening to the Savage Love Cast when it was about the first few minutes became longer and longer and more political and more political.
Okay.
Like when it was just used to be like 2 or 3 minutes and then 5 minutes. Like, I honestly stopped listening around, I guess, 2016.
Yeah.
But let me, you guys keep talking. I'm writing this song.
Well, hey,
it's called, the name of the song is I Seen You Checking Out My Boo.
I have found Ava Adams on Twitter, and a lovely woman. I don't know her ethnicity or any such thing, but she's a lovely woman. And I can see how you can say she kind of looks like Becky Farwell. She can play Becky Farwell in the porn parody that is probably going to be made at some point.
Well, you know it.
Oh my goodness! Truly, that is the breadth of my news this week. I told you I was trying to keep it real on the light this week, and like normally I would jump to Anthony because Anthony is who swings the bat first. But
okay, how about this?
You continue writing your song. We just gonna drop down by one if you were looking at my screen, and we gonna holler my man Box and see what's popping with him.
I bought a vacuum.
What type?
What kind of vacuum? I'm interested.
Hey, let me tell you something, bro. You thinking whatever, but I'm telling you right now, this shit hits. People love this shit. We've literally getting written to about people enjoying this. So all the gritty, the nitty, all that shit, vacuum talk. Let's go.
So the whole thing about it was, a couple weeks back, I had started on the project of getting the basement cleaned up and reorganized and this, that, and the other. And I'm inherently lazy by nature when I'm not like really into something. Like, I put shit off to the last possible second. That's how I've always been. And I've got a buddy in town until next Thursday. And me, him, and my other buddy were like talking about getting together before he leaves town. So I was like, shit, I better get moving on this. Like, get some of this shit cleaned up, and I don't want to have people over because like my one buddy lives around here, and I talk to him like every day. But like, he hasn't been to my house since I bought this place, so like he's never seen it, and I don't want to have them over for the first time and like just have the place in like disarray while I was like organizing shit. So the last couple of days on like my lunch break, like even yesterday when my power went out, I went downstairs, and while I still had sunlight coming through, I did some stuff before it was like pitch black down there. But the one vacuum I had, I'm like, I don't have a lot of carpet left in my house because like we tore most of it out like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, tear up that carpet.
But I still have carpet. Yeah, man, the hardwood floors, like, they look so much better. But like, I still have carpet downstairs in the basement, and I still have carpet in my bedroom. My buddy, the bedroom he's in has carpet too, but like, I don't even know if you can see the floor in there. And like, when he moves out, whenever like that happens, like, I'm just gonna tear the carpet out of that room too. So I don't have a tremendous need for a vacuum, but like we had gotten a lot of like the packing material on the carpet downstairs when like we were putting the bookshelf together and everything that I had got. And then plus like my cat goes down there all the time, and like sheds and just general foot traffic. So like I tried to vacuum on my break the other day, and like the vacuum was spinning but like barely sucking anything up. And like that vacuum, my mom gave it to me as a gift like 6 years ago. It sucked up so much cat hair. Like it's pretty much donezo, because like it wasn't like picking up anything. And like when I picked it up to try and like look at it, it was getting real hot on the motor without like hardly doing anything. So I'm like, it's time. So I went on, like, I got like an email from Best Buy the other day where it was like a 10% off coupon, or I could get like a $20 gift certificate if I spent like $150 or something like that. And so I went on there, and I was like, maybe I'll find something. But obviously when it comes to shit like that, like, they don't allow you to use the coupon on items that are already on sale. So all I did was I went to the vacuum cleaners, and I sorted it by price from lowest to highest. And then I went and I started looking at the reviews, and like the first one listed was like an $80 Dirt Devil or something. And like when I went into the reviews, there was like a lot of, it broke really quickly. It hardly had any sucking power, and I'm trying to be cheap about this, but I'm not trying to be $80. It barely works and breaks really quickly cheap.
Yeah.
So I ended up in around $120. They had a $160 vacuum cleaner on sale for $120. So like that was way cheaper than if I just used a 10% coupon on something. So I ended up with a Hoover. Let's see here. I haven't gotten it out of the box yet because like it just came like yesterday, and I didn't want to like vacuum until I had everything moved around, which I finished today on my lunch break. But my cat's been sitting on it because it's a box, and that's what he does. Like, I swear to God, like I saw the UPS driver pull up to the house yesterday because like they showed up around like 11 in the morning, and I can see out the front windows when I'm working. And like he pulls up, and I hear the box hit the porch. I go grab it, bring it in, set it down, and it's like my cat's up in the cat tree, and he's watching me open the door to see what's going on. And the moment the box comes into the living room threshold, he gets up in the cat tree and stretches like a old man who's like, all right, I gotta get myself back in the game here. He does like a quick little like loosen it up. And then I put the box in the middle of the floor. I come back to my desk because like I'm actually still working at this point. Like I'm not on break or anything. I didn't tell anyone that I was going to the front door. I just like walked a couple feet to the door over there and grabbed it. So like I came back, I sat down, and it's like from the time I set the box right now is almost in arm's reach. Like I could scoot over 2 feet and touch the box, while the cat is actually on the box as we speak. So I set the box there, walked back over to my computer chair, sat down, and swiveled back in front of the monitor. In that time, the cat had gotten off the cat tree, came over here, and hopped up on top of the box and was inspecting it.
Like,
Within 5 minutes, he was sleeping on it.
Of course. Like, you gave him a new spot. Like,
Yeah,
oh, look, Dad brought me something new.
Yeah, so at this point, like since I didn't need to open it that second, I've let him have his fun. But probably tomorrow on one of my breaks, the pain will come to his heart when he realizes the box will no longer be standing. Now I might put it on its side and let him go into it until I take it out to the trash can, because my trash goes out on Sundays for Monday pickup. So yeah. He'll have a couple days of fun. But yeah, it's a Hoover. I'm trying to see if there's like a model on it or something. It's hard to tell because they put like the shipping stickers on most of the shit. It just says Whole House Rewind. There's a lot of particulars about allergen pickup and cat hair and shit. So
I got a quick question for you.
What's up?
You said you just received a box with, it wasn't within a box or nothing. It was just like.
No, like when I ordered it, they like on the website it said like, do you want to cut? Like, so I had 3 options, right? I could either go get in my car and drive to Best Buy and pick it up myself that same day, like they said they'd have it ready within an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I could have had Best Buy deliver it to me that same day, but I would have had to sign for it. Or my other option was to get it the next day and have UPS drop it off, and I wouldn't have to sign for it. So I was working, and I didn't know when I was going to get off work, and like I didn't feel like going to Best Buy, so that option was out the window. So I thought about, okay, do I actually sign for this package considering I'm working right now, I haven't showered, I don't know when I'm going to get to shower, I don't feel like dealing with someone in person. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just wait a day and have UPS bring it. But on the website, it's like, all right, if they do this, the package, everyone who walks by or drives by your house will know what it is because we're not shipping it in another box. So it's like it wasn't a surprise, you know?
Is the one I just put in chat the one?
Let me see.
Because I love it. I would name this vacuum Optimus Prime. Because that's the coloration on it. Is that the vacuum?
I don't know. I clicked on it. It's loading.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a ton of system resources right now, so it takes a minute. I think I forgot to close the work program before I started all this. Yes, that is it.
Well, this one, it looks fantastic. Would it be your show art? I don't know, maybe.
So, like, I figured, like, okay, normally 160, on sale for 120. Hoover's a pretty solid brand, you know. They've been known to suck, and
I hate you so
they had
much.
a 4.4 out of 5 star review with 2,843 reviews. So I'm like, okay, that's a pretty good sample size. So I was like, all right, like this will be the one. $120 vacuum, normally $160. This will get me a few years because I don't, like I said, I don't have to use it all the time. It's not like I'm vacuuming my bedroom every other day. Like, I'm lucky if I vacuum my bedroom every other 6 months. But yeah, it does kind of have like an Optimus Prime look to it.
Yeah, I dig it. Like that coloration is. I should buy you a sticker to slap, an Autobot sticker to slap on that bad boy. It's fantastic. It looks great. It looks like a hell of a vacuum. I will certainly link it in the show notes because I think it's a good looking vacuum. Let me actually add that to the show notes. And
yeah. Like, I'm at the point with shit like that where it's like, yes, I want, like, a good vacuum, but I don't need, like, I'm not vacuuming, like, 17 rooms in my house every week, you know? Like, I didn't need a $300 upright, like, a $160 vacuum on sale, like, 25% off. Like, that was plenty good for me.
Oh, for sure. That, and you, it's probably, maybe this is the time of year to buy vacuums and we're not even aware of it, you know what I'm saying? It's vacuum copping time, and you just have to do the right, come on at the right time. So I dig it.
Yeah, I mean, like, they shipped it for free. I paid like $10 in tax. All in all, it was $130. So.
Yeah, solid. I said it, but I don't know if we got into any kind of granularity about it. I copped a shop vac for the basement myself a few weeks back during my consistent visits to Lowe's. One of which happened this morning because I finished installing the floor in my soon-to-be office yesterday, and because of the vinyl tile type, the wood-like vinyl tile that Anthony recommended, it truly is no waste because you can easily score it and snap it and keep just basically going around. I ended up with one full extra box that I got to go return to Lowe's this morning for the credit back on my card. So I was like, dope, put that shit back on my card, please and thank you. And so my basement floor is complete. My desk is in the midst of being built because I'm happy I made my son do it. Tell you guys, children, man, very handy. So
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I've put together a lot of press board type furniture in my day, and it's a pain in the ass.
Bro, yeah, no, you know your boy was not buying no damn press board fucking desk. Get the fuck out of here. I'm grown. No, sir. But it is that is in the midst of the frame is put together. He now has to do the desktop and run the wires because the desk has power. Well, you know, it has the ability to have power, but so that is going on, man. I got a bug up my ass after we talked last week. He's like, that office done, and I was like, you know what? It's not done, and I need to get on this shit. And so, indeed, I did get on that shit, and like that next day after I talked to you, no, that Saturday after we recorded last, I got in there, I got the priming done. The next day, I got the painting done. Ran out of paint, but it was all said and done because masonry just drinks up the paint. But also, I'm painting brick, so you know how you got to get betwixt. So I ended up having to go to Lowe's and get another quart of the paint I used to just finish the detail work. But it's painted, and I was off the first 2 days of this week, so I started laying the floor, and it was working so nicely even on that weirdly shaped, because the room is, because again, bricks are weird and the floor is basic floor, so it's kind of weird, but it was working so easy that I got basically 2/3 of it done. And then yesterday I had a moment at work. We were out of files, so I just ran down there and I was like, I could probably finish this run right quick, so I just did another run right quick. So basically, at that point, the floor was mostly done. So at some point last night, I just got down there and finished laying the floor down. So floor's done.
Did you have to use the layering underneath?
No, I ended up sending that back to Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah. So that it is because it's meant to be a floating floor. Mm-hmm. I did not need the underlayment, so it floats above the concrete, and it has a backing on it that's waterproof, and the floor itself, the material itself, is waterproof as well. So it's very nice. I would tell you right now, pre-core of vinyl wood planks is what they are, because that's what they look like. If you touch them, you're like, that feels like wood. But yeah, it's kind of I was very impressed with it. The quality of it. I was very much taken aback by the quality of it. It really was what I needed for the project. So props to Anthony for recommending it. So yeah, the office is coming together. They're gonna order me a Chromebook at work, so I'll have a work computer here soon. Because I'm like, man, I can't keep using the family computer. I am going to still build a computer for the office, but it'll be for this. It'll be production. It'll be a production computer. What we do this on, we record episodes on and edit YouTube vids and stuff like that for. So that is still happening. But I'll also have a work computer to be down there. So pretty hyped about that, man. The goal was to try to have the office as done as I could have it before the kids go back to school, and that is the day after my birthday. And so that is the intent and the goal, to have it wrapped up by then. So I too, like I said, because I needed to clean that room up real good and so forth, I ended up getting, like I said, a shop vac down there. So the vacuum game is real in these streets right now. And it's a nice shop vac, 6-gallon shop vac. Again, got it from Lowe's. I would tell you right now that if you don't need a giant one, if you're not, sucking up, pools or anything like that there, the 6-gallon is probably plenty. It's a good size. Looks nice. It's like a little, it's like red and black. Looks like a little, I don't know, what was that show? Battlestar Galactica. Old school Battlestar Galactica kind of like robot situation, so.
I finally caved the other day and put the little TV in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I haven't had a TV in my bedroom since I bought this house,
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, why do I need to put a TV in my bedroom if I have one in the living room because it's my living room, and if I have a projector in the basement because it's my basement. But I was the other day, like I said, I've been down like in the dumps a little bit. Like stressed out from work is really what it is. I don't want to say like depressed. It's just stressed out. Like I'm not like sad or anything. I just was burnt out, and like I was angry, and waking up in the middle of the night, a couple nights in a row. So I was like, I was getting tired even more so, and then I was getting stressed out more on top of it. So it was like coming to a head. So the other night, like I felt like just like laying in my I did not feel well all day while I was working, and I ended up doing like an hour and 15 minutes of OT because I had no choice, and then I took the little TV that I used to use as a monitor before I got this one from work, and I hooked up the little Amazon Fire TV stick into it and put it on my long dresser in my bedroom, and works pretty good. No complaints. Like I don't know if it'll be there permanently, but it's where it's at right now. But I did come to realize that like, so my original plan was to put the one I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm gonna call it cabinet downstairs for all the liquor. Like not the one I bought at the thrift store, but the one that was in the house that I bought off the previous owner that did not fit down the stairwell. So that was my original plan, was to take it down there. It didn't fit. Then I bought that bookshelf contraption at the thrift store. We put that together. Well, because it's not enclosed. It's like 4 poles with shelves on it. It's just a shelving unit.
I know, but I like the phrasing contraption. It just makes me happy, so I chuckled at it.
Yeah. So, like my plan, like was audible to put in that shelf together and then put in the liquor downstairs. But then as I started like reorganizing shit down there and moving stuff around and like deciding to like maybe sell some stuff off, and I don't know if I told you that like this, I might have. So I had some Funko Pops that I had bought over the last couple of years. Like 2 of them I bought on my trip to Dallas at a Walmart.
I recall.
So all these were exclusives. I have 3 different Funko Pops, but I have doubles of each one. So a couple weeks ago, when I was like first starting this project, and I was looking at the shelves, I was getting kind of overwhelmed again by like the amount of some stuff that I had down there. That like, when I think about it, like at the time I was like getting it and I was hyped about it, but as like time has gone on, it's like some of the shit I forget is even there. So I'm like, what's the point of having shit if it's just like back here and like I don't even remember it exists until I look at it once a year, Yeah. So like, I was like, I wonder what some of these are worth now, because like sometimes the exclusive ones, especially if they get vaulted, like can get kind of pricey. So like, I looked up the one that I got from Walmart. It was a Jabba the Hutt, Slave Leia, and Salacious Crumb, like Jabba's Palace 3 set.
Yeah.
That was like a Walmart exclusive, and I have 2 of them, and I paid I think $30 each for them when I got them, and on eBay when I looked up like 2 weeks ago, they were selling for $115 a piece. So then the second one was this Naruto exclusive. It was a glow-in-the-dark version of the nine-tailed fox that's in his stomach.
Yeah.
And I had actually gotten one of those when we were at work one day down in the GameStop in Tower City. And then I got the other one at another GameStop, I think out at Crocker Park. And so I paid like, I think 16 or 18 for each of those. It's like whatever the bigger ones cost. And I looked that up, and those were selling for about $140 each. And then I have this GameStop exclusive. It's a hollow Ichigo from the anime Bleach that I used to watch back in the day. And I had picked that up on a whim in the Tower City GameStop, the one. And then, like, I was like, oh, this show was cool. And I like how the hollow Ichigo, like, Funko Pop looks. I'm like, I'll get this and I'll put it on a shelf, you know? It's like, it's an exclusive. I watched the cartoon. This will be nice. It was, it was like $10.99, so it's like a normal Funko price. Then I had taken my one brother down to the GameStop that was in Steelyard, like a couple weeks after that, and he was doing whatever the fuck he was doing, and I was just wandering around the store, and I found one on their shelf that was like tucked behind another Funko Pop, and I was like, fuck it, I'll get another one, maybe I'll sell one or whatever someday. So, like, I remember taking it up to the register and the guy being like, where'd you find this? And I just pointed at the shelf, like, it was right there. It was, like, literally, like, on the display right behind me, like, on the middle shelf tucked behind another one. It was, like, and it was on the end.
Yeah.
So I feel like you walked around the corner, like, the side of the box would have been sitting right there. He's like, I didn't know we had any more of these. I was like, yeah, well, it was right there. So I bought it, same price, $10.99. And they've literally both just been sitting on the little bookshelves that I've had at the back of my basement for the last 4 years. Like, so I looked that up, and one of those was selling for $240.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I literally have like I think I estimated about $110 that I paid out of pocket for those 6 Funko Pops. And I could sell them for about $1,100. I can make like 10 times my money. And it's like, I was like, I should probably get around to doing this because, like, they're just sitting there. Like, they're literally sitting on a shelf. I do nothing with them. They're all sealed. And am I going to miss them? No. Like, the stuff down there, like, I do care about some stuff. Like, I have some stuff that, like, Anthony's given me as gifts that's on a shelf. I have stuff you guys gave me that's on a shelf. I have my Venom collection. I have, like, my sports stuff. So, like, that stuff, like, it's more personal and, like, more of, like, what I want to... Like, I feel like I was getting too off of, like, the reservation and, like, not sticking to my path and just getting a little too, like, loose and goosey with my purchases.
Yeah.
So it might be good to, like, downsize a little bit. Like, I finished, like, organizing down there today. And I like how it all came out. And, like, the stuff that I was thinking about selling, I put into a Tupperware container off to the side, so... The whole point of this, though, was that I think that the shelving unit that I bought that I was going to use for the liquor, it got repurposed today to a bobbleheads sports shelving unit. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is reverting back to the original unit that's upstairs here, and I'm just going to pick out a spot in the upstairs, whether, it probably won't be the living room. Like, I might either rearrange the dining room area a little bit and maybe, like, move the table to the wall where the hole is in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds bad, but, like, for those who've never been in my house, there's, like, a divider wall between my kitchen and my dining room, but there's, like, a giant square cut into it so that you could see between the two rooms.
A breezeway.
Yeah, what he said. So... Yeah, I didn't know it had a scientific name. I just called it I just call it the looking room, or the looking wall. I mean, but I was thinking about maybe moving the dining room table because honestly, the dining room table is only used to store mail and Amazon packages, so like no one ever fucking sits at it. So I might just move that to the wall with the breezeway. And then move the big unit to the wall where the dining room table was, and then put all the liquor and glasses and shit in it.
Yeah.
That, or I might try and clean up the spare bedroom where the litter box is, and the cat's water fountain, and where my exercise bike is currently resting, and maybe range it in there or something. I don't know, but I like that unit, that piece of furniture for that purpose. It's just finding the place where I'll be happy with it long term because I don't want to keep moving that fucking thing.
Breezeway sounds like...
Like, I scraped up the floor moving it by myself this last time. And, like, I just want to pick a spot, get all the shit on it, and be done with it already.
Is there am I misremembering? Is there like a buffet kind of thing in your dining room?
Yeah, there's a buffet in front of the window. So it's like the dining room wasn't very big to begin with.
Yeah.
And right now it has a buffet, a table, and chairs, and like that giant fucking unit. There's not much room to stand in the dining room right now.
Yeah. I was wondering.
That's why I was thinking about not putting it in there long term.
Okay.
Because like I said, the dining room's already short on space as it is, and like I don't want to clutter it up even more.
Well, I was wondering if like, and you point out, like, could the buffet kind of become like the bar sit? You know what I'm saying? Bottles kind of nicely stacked there. The accoutrement needed for the liquor, maybe just off to the side.
Well, right now the buffet has about 30,000 pieces of Tupperware sitting on top of it that have no other home. So that's a good thought, but not practical and currently how much stuff my house is storing.
Fair enough.
I was just like, especially since like I don't know when I'm going back to work. Like I was thinking about like kind of throwing away some of those those bowls that I used to take my lunch in every day, like those microwavable bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, like I started downsizing, but all that stuff that's sitting on top of that buffet doesn't belong to me.
Okay.
So like if I were to downsize that, there'd be some problems.
Whose are they?
The other person that lives here?
Oh, okay. I thought like people have been like loaning you or like dropping food off, and they just been sitting there.
A couple of them, I think, did come from my mom. Here's some Christmas leftovers, and she just gave it to me in a container that she didn't want back. Like a couple of those, I believe that's the case.
Yeah.
But the majority of that stuff does not belong to me.
Can I say that Breezeway sounds like Freeway's cousin?
But
Sure. That could be a good rapper name. Breezeway in the place to be.
But that's dope. That as always, your house is in a constant state of growth and development. You know what I'm saying? Just like you are, and I dig that you kind of brought yourself some joy. Marie Kondo'd that bitch right quick. And
yeah, like the area down there where the mini fridge is.
Yeah.
That's taking on a transformation. That's kind of becoming the workout area.
Okay.
Because like that's all the weights and stuff I bought. Like that's where that is. Like the chest freezer's not over there anymore. Now that's in the laundry room.
Oh, okay.
And eventually, like I'm gonna end up moving that mini fridge. Like I have plans for that area down there. I just gotta buy the equipment.
Yeah.
Because like the gym I'd been going to, I didn't think they were gonna reopen. And then, like, 2 days ago, I guess they posted on Facebook that they're going to reopen on September 15th, but they're not accepting any new members.
Okay.
And if you have a current membership, you can come back. But they're going to do a waiting list, so as people who are members, like, decide not to come back, the people on the waiting list can then join. Mm-hmm. But they practically doubled their fee, and they also, like, basically cut their hours in half. So like if you want to work out now, it's Monday through Friday 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Saturday and Sunday they're only open 9 to 5. So like you can't work out in the morning, which I'm not a morning person anyway, but like can't go in the morning, so it means it's going to be even busier in the evenings. And then like they do all kinds of shit there on the weekend, so a lot of stuff I'd want to use will be crowded. And then almost twice the price. Like it's like $600 plus taxes for a year, or $60 a month plus tax if you don't want to pay for the full year.
Yeah.
Like with the shit that I bought like a month ago, I can just go buy the rest of the shit that I would need with the year's membership cost, and then just work out at home like I was planning on doing anyway, and like not have to pay $600 a year every year. Just pay it like one time, maybe 1.5 times, because I'll need some more shit. So we'll call it 2 because I'll still need some more weights. But
yeah.
2 years worth of investment compared to like just pumping money into their gym. Like I'd rather just let someone else. We are like me and my buddy who were sharing the membership have already discussed it. We're just gonna cancel it.
Okay. Give the space.
Like,
give the space to somebody else.
That's a lot of money for me to pay for just wanting to use a sauna and a basketball court.
Huh. What can you? I mean, not them telling you to buy a sauna, but I'm like, they sell saunas for the house. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, I was already looking into that. Don't worry. Amazon sells like some almost like it's like a teepee kind of deal where like it's almost like a Missy Elliott trash bag.
Yeah.
But you have that you're not to too much inside baseball, but your back bathroom is perfect to turn into a real fucking sauna.
I've thought about that as well.
Have
I
you
just
thought
don't know
about turning on the
particulars
shower
the
on hot
equipment
and
all
stuffing a
that.
towel under the door?
That messes up a lot of stuff. I remember we had a guy come over, and he was just shooting the shit, talking about like, people turn up because like when we first moved in, like pretty much the whole bathroom got gutted, the whole kitchen was gutted, and when they changed the faucet, it was on factory setting and the water wouldn't get hot. So we called the plumber over because like I tried to fix it with an Allen wrench and it wouldn't work for me. But he went in there and fixed it right away. And he was saying like he had a lot of people turning the heat all the way up on their hot water tank and in the shower so they can make themselves like a little sauna inside. And he was like, man, it messes up the pipes, it messes up this, it messes up that, and you just doing more damage to your house than you need to be doing.
That sounds like good advice that people know not to do that.
Yeah. Well, like in my main upstairs bathroom, like where we primarily take showers and shit. I don't have an exhaust fan in there because like the bathroom has a window, so they never installed an exhaust fan because Parma code is you have to have one or the other. So I don't shower with the fucking window open because my neighbor's door is right there, and they're always fucking out there. Like I swear to God, it's like that dude wakes up before the sun comes up, and then he's just like, all right, well, I'm retired, so I'm just gonna make noise outside at 8 o'clock in the morning, and so I don't want to be showering and then like have his wife or some shit walk by the window. So we shower in like the steam over the last like over like the last 5 years almost. I think it'll be 5 years I've been here in November because I got they accepted the offer for the house on my 30th birthday. So yeah, this will be 5 years. The ceiling in there is like started to peel. So like at some point here, I'm gonna have to do a little project where I scrape the ceiling and repaint it. But I haven't done any paint work since I was in like middle school. So like I'm pretty sure I remember how to do it. Just get a tarp, put it down, get up there, scrape, make sure it's all flat, sand it down, repaint. Like it's just like I said at the beginning of the show. I'm lazy, and I'm just like I'll ride it out. Figure it out at some point.
I was just gonna say that.
More than likely, what'll spark me is like if I'm like close to getting laid, and then I'll be like, I should probably fix this just so it doesn't decrease my dick wet chances.
I was gonna say like if you let the window open while that neighbor's wife sees you, you're gonna find yourself in a Jerry Falwell situation. She gets a good look at you.
Man, she ran up on me like a couple weeks ago. Like I went outside to get something off the porch. Full disclosure, I believe it was my lunch, and I hadn't showered or anything. Like I was even technically still working. Like I just walked away from my desk for a second, and it's like him and her were out there doing yard work because that's all he fucking does. And she comes like running into my yard. She's like, "Hold on, I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Oh fuck."
I'm like, I don't need to talk to you.
I'm grabbing my food. I'm like, I'm half dressed. Clearly haven't showered yet, and I'm technically working. I'm like, what is this? So she goes, oh no, we're having people over tomorrow to redo the gutters on our garage, so we might need to go in your backyard. I'm like, it's all yours. Do what you got to do.
Oh, that's courteous of her to let you know.
Yeah, well, like they're like
and I
both
see your
clearly
dick
retired, and like, well, that makes one of us because I never have. But no, like they're both clearly retired and like take pride in their helm because like. They have like a crew that comes out and takes care of the yard. That motherfucker cuts his grass like every other day. Like they have like a nice privacy fence that they put up like right before I moved in here. The gutters thing like on the garage, like their garage is like fucking spotless. Like he has like flags up and shit. Like that dude he's like living his best retired life, and I can't be mad at him. Like he did his time. He's earned the right to fucking wake me up on the weekends when I'm trying to sleep.
What's he retired from?
He told me one time, I believe it was metal work.
The man,
No.
man,
But don't quote me because he was talking to me while I was working in my yard, and I didn't care enough to actually listen fully. So I believe that's what he said. But
Unless it's his wife, he can just shut the fuck up right there.
yeah, both of them. Honest, like I'll do the. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not trying to be like a shitty neighbor per se, but like, I'm not like a come talk to me neighbor either. Like,
Come and talk to
I'm
me.
approachable, but I'm not looking to have a conversation with you.
Shit, you're better than me. So many of my neighbors, I don't know what their names are after all these years, after a decade.
Oh, I don't
Plus.
know any of their names. I don't know any of like the one to my. Well, it's like if you're looking at my house from the street, the one to my left, I thought he was dead. No, like so, his wife passed away like a year and a half ago, and his granddaughters had been living there. I think they're still there, but like they're the type of granddaughters. I was just like, oh god, you guys are making life way harder than you have to. Like fucking babies, like boyfriends coming over and just like trashing the place, like. And then like the old man, I used to see him outside in the backyard. He's like a hoarder, you know. So he's got like all this crap back there, like that he tinkers with and shit. But then it's like I would come home from work and he'd be like passed out napping in his like lawn chair. And then for the longest time, it's like I wasn't seeing him, you know. And it's like I would hear their dog in the house. But, like I hate that little fucking dog. But well, it's because the little thing yips and barks at me. Like it's like the size of my cat. But it wants to like be all big and bad until I walk up near the fence.
Until I come up in his face.
I know. I told him. I'm like when they're not around. I look at him. I look him in the face. I go, I fucking hate you. I'm like, I wish you would come across this fence.
I wish the shit you would.
Yeah. You walk over, you limping back.
Boy, you limp back.
But no. So it's like I thought he passed away too or something because like I hadn't seen him in so long. And it's like the grandkids have been running amok. Like the cops were over there, you know, a couple times, and
Damn.
like,
You remember the story?
like, yeah. So it's like, it's like a couple months back. I went outside to do something to grab something, and he was like in the backyard, and he said hello. And I was like, oh shit, he lives. Okay, cool. And then like I saw him cutting the grass a couple weeks ago, which I didn't even know he could do that still, because he's like an older gentleman. Like I barely ever saw him move. He was always in the chair. So, like, when I saw him cut in the front yard, I was like, oh, all right, man, you still kicking. You got some fight in you. All right. So, yeah, he's still there. And then, like, ever since the whole burning car in the driveway thing, I haven't really seen the granddaughters or heard much of them. I'm sure they're still there, but I haven't really heard any of them. Did I tell you guys about the car thing?
No, not the burning car. What was that with the dude that she kidnapped?
No, that was a different thing. So this happened shortly thereafter. So probably about a month and a half ago, I woke up for work, and it was 8 something in the morning, and my bedroom is flashing red and blue, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, is like something going on outside? So I look out the window and there's like a cop car in front of the neighbor's house, and there's like a tow truck showing up. And I'm like, fuck, man, did they get into another domestic dispute already? So I saw them like backing up a tow truck over there, but like I didn't actually see the car, right? So then like when my buddy got home from work that day, I was talking to him about it. And he said that they had a fire truck out there in the morning, which all this kind of disturbed me because I realized that I slept through all of this shit. And so I was like starting to worry if like shit had gotten real bad, like you know, would I have been in danger, you know? But so he said that like they had a fire truck out there, and apparently somehow the car in their driveway caught fire, and like it was like black. So I guess the tow truck took it out. So I never actually saw the car, right? And because we've been working from home and like I barely go anywhere, I hadn't really gone down like that side of the street in a while. Like it'd been months. So a couple weeks ago when I was out I left the house to go like to the thrift store and then random bullshit. We came back from that way, and I finally saw the side of the house where their driveway is, and that whole side of his house, the siding is gone or melted.
That's
Yeah. So I feel real bad for this old man because him and his wife, like his wife was a real nice lady. She's the one who, like, when Amazon delivered my smoker to the wrong house, that like she left a note on the door with her phone number and, you know, told me she had it and like I could come get it and everything. So it's like I actually had interacted with that lady, and so like I felt bad because she died like shortly thereafter. Like I got the smoker from her in like December or January, and then I found out in like March she was gone. So I was one of her last conversations.
Oh. And you were hardly present for
But
it.
that dick printing out pants was too much for her, Dad.
But
You came up with the smoker, all right?
I feel bad because it's like him. She seemed like a nice lady, and I imagine like him and her were just wanting to live out their retirement age, and like, you know, they got their granddaughters up in there, and they're just fucking their house up.
Yeah.
Well, you know, she's gone now, but he got this old retired man in here, and his granddaughters are just fucking his house up. Got the cops over there all the time. Like he probably just wants to fucking choke them.
Yeah, like my neighbor, Mr. Green, was like that. Like, he was a preacher, and they adopted this young lady. I'm gonna just be professional, call her young lady. And after Miss Green passed away, like Mr. Green seemed like he got scared of the daughter. She moved in like several boyfriends. Like they were practicing polyamory up in that bitch, and like I hadn't seen Mr. Green like no more. His garage and shit had fell down. He wasn't cutting the grass no more. And I was just like, your father in there? She's like, yeah, he upstairs. I'm like, and then like my mother's like, they might be scared. Mr. Green might be scared of them. I was like, he might be. And then I moved. So that's how that went.
And that's why Mr. Green is no longer his name.
Yeah, I seen his daughter, like downtown in Tower City, and she was like, "My dad passed away." I was like, "Really? I didn't know that." And then I walked away. I was like, "I knew that shit." I think he was right. I think y'all was right there when that happened. But yeah, old people don't let your kids move back in.
Either.
And ladies. Yeah, ladies, don't let your baby grow up to be cowboy.
I was actually gonna sing that grandparents don't let your grandkids move in to the theme of mamas don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, but you know, there you go. Oh, bitch! How funny! We were just talking about this. I'm putting this in the chat, and it just popped up in my email. The email. What? The email.
Ooh.
To put a bow on that what we were just talking about, though, I don't know any name of anyone in that house. I don't know any name of anybody in the other house. The we'll call them the lawn mowing house. The people across the street, they park in front of my house every day. It's like they got like 7 cars. I don't know any of them. The people who live diagonal to me, never even seen them before. I don't even know if there's anyone alive in that house. I see the lady the other diagonal way, like, cut her grass, and, like, I don't know. She has some lady that comes over there sometimes. I don't know the relation, but from where I'm sitting to her driveway, she looks pretty fucking hot. And then, like, there's, like, some family lives on the other side of my backyard fence. Like, I've seen, like, a couple kids and shit, but never talked to them, don't know them. I don't know the name of anybody around me. I don't have any of their contact info. So, like, if they need me for anything, they better come talk to me personally.
It's not
otherwise,
that
they're
I don't know. It's just that I just don't remember because I've been told these people's names on numerous occasions. I've been introduced to some of these people, and I can't retain the names for some reason, and I can hear the exasperation. I just forgot.
Both of these retired old men told me their names. I just don't fucking remember what they are.
I don't know my neighbors either. Don't worry about that shit. Like the lady next to me, like she introduced herself to me one time. And that shit was like 5 years ago. And the only reason I know like one of her kids' name is because her name.
I just love the exasperation in my wife's voice when she tells me
That's it.
something, and I'm like, I don't know. She's like, so and so stopped by today, and I'm like, who's so and so? It's like, that's our direct neighbor. They stopped by to complain about something.
Like, did they bring you something? Fuck them.
Then eat a dick. I don't need to know your name.
Like, part of like having a partner. Yeah, part of having a partner is like, hey, you deal with the homes and the neighbor shit, because obviously you seem concerned about it.
Yeah.
It's not one of my major concerns. Like, that's what you supposed to help me out in. Like, unless like they brought you over, like I don't know. I don't like it. Even if you brought me an apple pie, like I could just say thank you, thank you from us, thank you. Here's a Giant Eagle gift card. That's it.
Yeah, for me, it's like a give and take. Like, I'll say hello. I'll give you the head nod or the wave or whatever if you need it. And like, you're free to come over to my yard and work on your garage gutters or whatever, as long as you don't come over here complaining that I don't cut my grass as much as you think I should.
Well, they probably were late because you said they were getting that roof work done.
They had the gutters on the garage redone. So they had to come over here because there's not enough gap between the fence and their garage to reach it.
Yeah, but part of the problem with that is that what they were probably trying to warn you about is that the nails and stuff that come out of there. So if they don't make sure they do a good job, like the people are supposed to.
Oh, this shit was like a month ago.
Oh,
and the grass has been cut since then. So if there were any nails,
sometimes
my buddy would have gotten them in his leg.
If I'm indifferent towards you, I just don't want to have a conversation. So like the things that I do to avoid conversations with some people, like my neighbors, just like that garbage can sit in the mudroom for a little bit.
Well, that's why like people couldn't understand. It's why people like some people don't want to work from home and like, wow, I was so happy to do it, because like I don't want to have conversations every day just for the sake of talking. Like I don't mind talking, but I don't want to like I don't want you to make me talk to you. Like the old lady who sat in front of me, real nice lady, but it's like half the shit she would turn around and try to talk to me about, like I don't give a shit, Like, cool, you and your husband are going to a seafood dinner on Friday. That's nice. Turn the fuck back around. I'm trying to listen to a podcast. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm not, like, live your life, Like, I'm honored that you think I'm nice enough to tell me this shit, but I don't care. Like the one lady, she, like, sometimes when I have to ping her about something, she'll be like, oh, I miss talking with you at work. And I'm just like, it's almost like when someone tells you that they love you and then like you just don't say it back. Like every time she says that shit to me, I'm just like, so you gotta answer my question? Because I'm not gonna say it back.
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna be like, I miss sitting next to you and talking to you too. Because I'm quite content being here alone at my home.
You can't just give an obligatory
I got this one lady at work. She just got a sob story every time she comes with me.
Man,
it can't be just, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. How are you? It's got to be like, oh, I'm getting surgery on my leg or so. Oh, my husband, he's having these heart palpitations and everything. It's like I feel bad for you, but I don't care. Oh, my uncle got ate by a bear. Oh,
almost killed him.
Come on, leave me alone. I don't care.
And see, and what you just said,
what kind of bear?
About the like obligatory, like, hey, how are you? I don't want to do that shit, because most of the people I come across, I don't care how are you? I don't want to hear how you are. I don't want to get trapped into a conversation with you. Like, that's why I love working from home. I still talk to people on the computer, but I don't have to bump into them on my way to the fucking bathroom. I don't gotta bump into them when I'm going to get water out of the break room. Like, I don't have to worry about the people around me yapping about their weekend. I don't give a shit.
I just want the same courtesy extended to me. Like, even when I'm not okay, I said, I'm fine. I say, I'm fine. How are you? So I can get the conversation moving so I can go back to my desk and not talk to people anymore.
Well, oh yeah, I mean, I lie too because no one wants to hear how you're really doing.
Yeah, really, like
T came over here the other day and dropped off a package, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm just like, I lied. I was like, oh, I'm okay. I really wasn't. I was fucking stressed out of my goddamn gourd, and I had finally gotten off the computer like 10 minutes prior and was just starting to like relax on the couch when he showed up. I was not good, but I didn't have the conversation because it wasn't the time.
I'm tempted sometimes.
I'm not saying I'm the one, but I am one of those people who, when I ask that question, I'm asking that question.
Oh, I know. But like, I was half dressed and like in my doorway with your kid in the car and everything. Like, I wasn't about to have that conversation right there.
I'm tempted to say that.
Y'all grown ass men to be thinking y'all can't just talk to a motherfucker. You can talk to a motherfucker. Believe me.
How you doing? Sometimes I want to say I'm hanging by a thread, a fucking thread, man.
Yeah, but then like people don't want to hear that because then they're like, oh fuck, this just got too real. Like, why did he just lie to me and tell me he's okay so I can keep walking away?
I'm just on my way to my on the bathroom and I saw you and I just wanted to say how you doing. I don't want to hold in my piss so I can hear why you're fucking falling apart.
Right?
Oh Lord.
I mean, honestly,
but then like when like you're like, hey, I'd love to stay and chat, but I gotta go take a shit. Then it's like oh, TMI. Like,
no, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, no, I'm the bad guy because you're stopping me on my way to take a dump.
I walked away from person mid-sentence because I was holding for so long. Because I don't know, for some reason, there's something wrong with me. I can't break off a fucking conversation. I was holding on for so long, I thought I was going to piss my pants in front of this person. And I'm just like, okay, I'll talk to you later. Like, I couldn't take it anymore. I wasn't paying attention anyway, so I wasn't doing that.
I had people at work stop me on my way to the bathroom before and hold me up for so long that it got to the point where I didn't have to go to the bathroom anymore. It like crawled back up in me and was like, I will do this later.
Your shit monster relinquished in other ways?
I'm always amazed at that. It's like you could be so close to shitting your pants, and if you just stall for a couple minutes, it's like it never happened. You know, it's like, oh, we don't actually have to go to the bathroom. Like, I thought I was about to have to buy new underwear, and now you're trying to tell me, intestines, that you don't have to make a deposit at the Porcelain Palace?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I just, especially at work, I just stopped walking a certain way. Like, I only got up and walked a certain way if I knew I had time to have a quick chat. Because one person used to, he'll have a quick chat with me. I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I said hi to him once, so I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go the back way this time.
You know,
my problem was I had to take the same route for practically everything because of where my seat was located. I only had like 2 real avenues, and like half of the length for each one was the same.
Yeah, I got real sad when they fixed the 4th floor, because I now that we don't work in the building, I can tell y'all this now. I had a secret poop location up there, and it was so sad when they redesigned the building. I was like, nah, man, I can't poop on the 4th floor anymore. I was telling y'all I was going to the casino, but I had been stopped going to the casino. Man. And then I had to go back to the casino because they had redid the 4th floor. I know how to keep a secret.
I'm more wondering why you felt the need to lie about that.
No, I just didn't.
At least to us, like I can understand you not telling everybody else.
I didn't lie to you. I didn't say anything.
You just told us that you lied to us and that you stopped going to the casino a long time ago.
No, but then by the time I told y'all, like, I was probably going back to the casino. Because I remember I had to start going back, and the man was like roaring next to me, and I was like, oh shit, why am I back in this fucking casino? So yeah, I was back. I had to start going back after they fixed the 4th floor, and then they got new tenants up there.
What possessed you to even go up to the 4th floor to figure this out to begin with?
Okay, so this is during the time when Don was still doing the mail. I know you gotta cut that part out. Or Ching Ching. He does not work there anymore. I just started that from the beginning. So anywho.
Yeah, he's on his 7th retirement?
Maybe. So I was delivering actual mail up to the 4th floor one day, and then I couldn't find this suite. And I had.
What was it like? They delivered it incorrectly to our suite or something?
Yes. And so I went up there to the 4th floor, and I'm walking around this bitch. I'm like, "They go bathroom." And
it's like a bunch of little offices and shit up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it used to be. Right?
That's how it used to be. So I go up there, and it was like clean, and it had like some super bad, like sweet ass paper towels in there, and I was just like, "This is incredible." And I used the bathroom, and some dude was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good." And then I went back to work, and I was like, "Well, found my new place to use the bathroom."
You found the bathroom of the people that told me to watch my language in the elevator.
Probably not, because the way this broke up is that's the other side of the floor. This side of the floor is like where the lawyers' offices and stuff was.
I thought that's who they were.
No, I don't think so. I don't know who. All I know is they was nice to me when I pooped.
Respect.
And I never seen that lady. Cause that lady, no, I doubt it. Cause that lady used to come to work with like cut off T-shirts and shit. She ain't no goddamn lawyer. She ain't no lawyer.
Or she is.
No, you were just swearing in this situation, right? You weren't talking dirty, like, so I was fingering her asshole, right? And shit like that.
No. I was just talking to T, and I was talking like I normally talk, because, I'm not afraid to use potty mouth language. But it wasn't like derogatory against anybody. I was just cussing him while I talk, because I'm an honest person. And she didn't like it, and then the old man wanted to get old man strength on me, and I rebuked him.
We're fucking adults.
What did she say? This isn't we're not at the club or some shit. She said some shit like that. And then this dude comes in like, yeah,
ass.
Watch your mouth or whatever the fuck he said.
I think he said something to me like, this is an office.
This is an office, not a nightclub.
No. And I said, no, it's an elevator.
And I could probably find that. It's either a tweet or it was on Facebook. It was a Facebook post. Because that shit would come in my memories on Facebook. Because it was just so. Because I literally was like, bruh.
Nightclub.
Put it down on paper. And fucking.
It was one of those things where the dude caught me in a mood. And then he tried to sun me. It was like he was trying to be LeBron and I was Kyrie, and I just wasn't having it.
I got that at the mall once when I was a kid. Like, she was totally rude about it. I was just swearing because, what was I, 16 at the time? I was swearing because this is how I talked. And did I ever tell this story before I go and bore everybody? So that's pretty.
No.
So I'm just talking to my friends. I'm swearing, and she says, "Watch your mouth." And she pauses a beat, almost enough for me to say I'm sorry, but then she follows it up with pig, and I'm like, "Well then, fuck you, bitch." But
that's not where I thought that was gonna go.
Yeah, it's almost always just like.
But
I was expecting a slur.
I almost said I'm sorry in that beat, but she decided to be pig. So immediately after pig, I'm like, "Fuck you, bitch," as loud as I could. And she gasped. Like, I was swearing up to that point. What did you think was going to happen if you called me a pig?
Wait,
Oh, ma'am, I apologize.
I think I know I would have had a similar reaction.
I should have called her a whore.
I probably would have called her a whore. I'm not saying you did anything wrong or you used the incorrect insult. I'm just saying, I think. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying in my holster, like when I pull out my retaliation weapon, I fire a whore, whereas as Gabe fires a bitch. It's like it's the one that's on. It's on the tip of my brain, you know.
You made my hair hurt. Whore pistol.
Oh shit.
I don't know how your brain works for you to be like. I just better call somebody your whore.
I mean, it's like insulting, but it's also not like, you know, C word levels. So it's like you still got some wiggle room to get out of it with like some like your reputation isn't completely tarnished at that
So
point.
we got.
You trying to explain
Yeah, is
that
it just
shit.
as bad? All right, we got the three big the big three of women insults. We got whore, we got bitch, and we got the C word. Obviously, C word's at the top of that pile.
I didn't think whore and bitch were like on the same level. Like
No.
to me those feel like playing in AAA. Like I didn't think they were majors.
Well, first, I'm black, and don't nobody say the C word. I didn't know the C word was a word until I started, until I was able to drink. Two, a whore is somebody you pay for money, so I think that's worse than the B word, ain't
Huh. I could see that.
I mean, to me, bitch is just natural.
The bitch, if
It
you.
would be your title, but I can't. Bitch is just natural.
Well, bitch does derive from like you're
Oh.
you're a female animal for breeding. So like if you broke it down,
Like, I feel like bitch is like you hit a single that you may be able to lay out for a double. But like whore is like you hit it off the fence, and if that shit rolls away from the outfielder, you're going into third standing. If you drop the seed bomb, that cleared the fence.
I kind of feel like it's a knockout, but it's like a body blow. Or like saying the B word is like, you know, straight up just punching somebody. No, it's bad. Like, it's just bad. I guess there's no way to explain it. It's just
another
bad.
episode where we need a female perspective.
Oh, I'm certain.
mean-
I am certain we'll hear back on this one.
Oh yeah, there are gonna be a few unhappy people with me after this. I'm well aware.
You say that. I don't think that's what it is. They simply come through, oftentimes with the correction that we asked for, and they keep it moving, bro.
I've gotten better about the
mean-
B word though. I don't just. I used to throw it around casually, like really bad on the show. Somebody had to call me out on it, but like now, like you need to do something wrong to get me to call you that.
I guess, you know, when it comes down to brass tacks, the argument is that this person did something to you first, and you are responding with a hurtful thing after somebody said something hurtful to
Right.
you.
Mind you, I was 16
So-
also. Like I'm not a mature man.
I mean, you shoot from the hip no matter what,
Yeah.
Gabe. Like you've said some things that
You would say that
that are
today.
very
What you-
colorful.
like, you say it as if you would not say that shit today.
Oh,
sir.
that's true.
You know,
I
you
mean, she
would.
called me pig. I mean, come on.
What can you do?
That's what I'm saying. You gotta raise the stakes, man.
Maybe she call her a bitch whore.
Bitch ass
whore.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Bitch ass whore.
That's the evolution of language right there.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever outwardly called anybody a B before ever in my life. I don't think I probably called somebody like a name before, but
Like
never,
male or female?
Yeah, I don't think male or female. Like, I never said like you a bitch ass nigga. I don't. Maybe I'll probably said that maybe, and that was probably like when I was shit.
There's
13,
literally an
stuff like that. I
episode
don't
called "Bitch in His Blood" because you said Kyrie Irving has bitch in his blood.
think that is true, but I don't know Kyrie Irving. I hadn't
you
said
did-
that like I said, I haven't said it outwardly to a person. Like I mean, yes, he played in Cleveland, but am I ever gonna really meet Kyrie
That's true.
Irving?
Unless you're a white woman that can get on a boat.
I I'm sure I've bandied the word bitch around many times
I've
in my
called
day.
more men bitches than women. I really have.
Oh, yeah. I'll be honest, like, I don't actually insult women a lot. Like, I mean, I guess in that way I'm chivalrous with my insults. Like,
That is
I really do try to not fight with women, but, like, I clearly am willing to call a woman a whore if the situation I feel calls for it. But it's not like I go around and it's like someone cuts me off in traffic, I'm like, fucking whore. Like, I don't do that shit, but...
I kind of feel like what you say in the privacy of your own car about somebody who cuts you off or do something wrong, that's totally different.
Man, that's like telling a white guy that it's okay to listen to rap in his car and throw the N-words out.
I mean, if that's something you do and I don't know about it, then that's what you do in your car. I can't have nothing to do with that.
I don't do that because I would feel guilty about doing that shit.
Just like it's probably dudes who jack off in their car. Hey, dude, that's what you do.
I do know a guy who has done that at least one time.
Oh man, do I really want to do this?
Oh, what did you do, Gabe? What'd you do? It wasn't you I was talking about. So I know two people.
Look, man, I was young. And it was a long ass trip, and I was
the
bored.
ripe age of 33. My buddy told me he was stuck in like traffic coming home from work, and it was like bumper to bumper, like no one was moving. And he's like, "Yeah, I was bored, so you know."
Wait, his car wasn't moving.
They were on Royalton Road, I guess. He was on Royalton Road, and for those who don't know, Royalton Road's a long ass main road, but it's only one
really
lane on each side.
That.
So like, yeah, like. If you come down that road during like rush hour times, you can be backed up for miles. Where it's like, you know, you barely move in the span of like 15 minutes. So he's like, I was in traffic and I was bored, and he's like, you know,
I was driving back from South Carolina, which is like an hours and hours trip. And I didn't finish because I kept having to stop at tolls, and it really interrupted the cycle. I'm like, forget this. This isn't working.
No.
See, I wouldn't be able to do it with a moving vehicle. Like, I have a hard enough time trying to do that shit in the shower when I'm standing up stationary, let alone trying to, like, you know, command a car.
Are you just tired, or are you just, like, letting this all sink in?
I am,
It does look either tired or ashamed.
One, I'm like, wait a minute. I know Gabe's trips to South Carolina, so I'm trying to narrow down some numbers
This
here
was back.
in my mind. But also in general, I have a bit of itchy eyeballs.
It was back from I think it was before I used to we used to work together. It was before that. It was college. I was coming out back from spring break.
All right.
I'm a grown ass man. I'm not gonna be jerking off on a long drive anymore. No offense to the grown ass men who jerk off while driving, but
I just kind of feel like
at this point, I'm getting jacked off while I'm driving. That's how Gabe's putting it down right now.
I just kind of feel like there's somewhere the stuff has to go, and like if I'm driving, like that's why I don't even like eating when I'm driving. It's like, oh man, what if I drop my chicken finger? Like I don't want that kind of problem.
I didn't really think it through. I thought I would just stuff it back in my pants and let the underwear absorb it.
That's not feasible for me. Like I just kind of feel like even if you drop it outside of your underwear, like then it's gonna soak in, and it's like that shit is only that's gonna work for like 5 minutes.
Sometimes when you want to get dirty, you gotta roll around in the mud.
Yeah, but how long was it gonna be until you got home? You were still going through toll roads, and that got to be at least an hour before home.
Man, you're acting like the nut didn't belong to you.
Listen, once it's outside of me, it don't belong to me no more.
It's nut versus nut at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I feel that tingle, it don't belong to me no more.
Like you sneeze, right?
It don't belong to me. It go in a paper towel or in my in the crook of my arm.
Well, then nut into the crook of your arm. Same shit.
Nope. I don't nut in the crook of my arm.
I guess you could
use your
if you
elbow
wanted
as
to.
like a jacking tool. I mean, if you could get your arm down there to bend that way, yeah.
Gabe, what do you have to discuss tonight on the show tonight?
It's like a Christmas present.
What's your topic, sir?
I might pay more for it just because I'm giving it to you. So once I give it, like, I don't want it no more. I'm not buying it for myself. I'll pay the extra toll. Here, take this. I don't want it. It's not. I don't want it anymore. It's gone. Once I feel that tingle, get it out of here. No, sir.
Giver.
That's what you call a man of the people right there.
I'm a giver. That's what that whole book is about.
Yes.
Gabriel. As you sit in your darkened room, and I realize that's not what's on the menu right now, but still, that's just. I like to share that description so the people know what's popping. What, sir? Pray tell is popping in your game.
I could briefly say I am sitting in a darkened room. I turned off all the lights in my house so I can avoid having a conversation with somebody, one of my neighbors, because I don't want to get into it, but my wife is not home tonight. No, don't worry, we didn't break up or anything. We didn't break up or anything. She's just not home right now. I don't know why people would assume that. And I just one of our neighbors, also known her for a very long time, and said, like, I'm having a hard time. I just need a friend right now. And she's like, I'm not home. And the friend responds, well, is your husband home? And I'm like, all right, let's go around the house and turn off all the lights and hope nobody sees this computer screen I'm looking at right now. So I'm Anne Frank in it.
Just start calling people whores. That'll solve it. Like, look here, you bitch ass whore.
I'm not a shoulder to cry on. I really ain't. I don't know. I don't know if I come across like that at all. I can be for people I care about, but not my wife's friends.
That makes sense. They hurt them her friends.
Yeah, really. I don't expect you guys to go crying on my wife's shoulder. That's what I'm here for.
Sake.
But yeah.
Nice and strong too.
But what I was going to talk about tonight, I don't know why I was thinking. I know why I was thinking about this, but I don't want to give a terrible Twitter account any kind of shine. They don't deserve any. And Taro knows who I'm talking about.
I saw that before T replied. I realized that when I clicked on the notification, I was no longer on my main account. So I sashayed my way back to Lunchbox 2099. I was like, I am not getting involved in this bullshit.
You was on your burner account?
Nah, I got the Skim account logged into my phone. I rarely use it unless it's something positive. And when I saw Gabe fighting with some random ass person, I was like,
fighting. I just said something. They asked me if I hate much, and it was an account that's a dog Abby with a bunch of numbers behind it. So I'm like, okay, this is obviously a fake account. So I make a sarcastic.
That joined last month.
Who joined last month. I make a sarcastic comment like, "Oh, this is worth my time." A dog Abby Twitter account that just recently joined and has a string of numbers behind their name. And they said, "Well, the dog Abby, that is a picture of the dog that I take to nursing homes and hospitals as a service dog, and the numbers are the number of people number of days I've served, protecting yours and my freedom, and the people I lost." I'm like, and that just made me think, like, there's something about the way you say serve in the military versus saying protecting yours and my freedom.
All I took away from that story was that these bots are getting way more advanced with their artificial
Exactly.
intelligence.
Well, Dad, I wanted the sarcastic respond back like, well, I once nursed a koala bear back to health, but I didn't bother. I didn't bother responding.
Me.
It just made me think of this.
Oh my God.
God, okay.
I'm saying we don't share the brand.
I download
with that
the
kind of
download.
bullshit. You share the brand. You should. I don't want his download. I don't need that Russian motherfucker's download for nothing. I'm good.
Man, you're cutting off a revenue stream from us, T. We'd be strong in the Ukraine.
Ukraine is weak and feeble. People who know remember that episode of Seinfeld, and those who don't, whatever. Damn, Tallulah, settle your ass down.
I know, she's so loud. You don't have to bleep out my dog's name if you don't want.
I would not have, sir. But I will bleep out her oddly enough, her collar is shaking. So
Tell
she
that
can't
bitch
be a
asshole to
whore.
stop
We had her
shaking
fixed.
Oh, now you. He didn't call her a whore.
Yeah.
He said hoe.
I did not. Yeah, bitch asshole. I switched
Is
it up.
hoe
on you.
more
See, I went
PG than whore?
It depends on if his gun is held sideways or not.
Oh man, you ever see like these TikToks online and shit, and like it's like a hey girl almost like I saw one
hey,
where it was like, yeah, hey ho, or like, oh, you look like a skank ass bitch whore. Like it was like a compliment.
Really?
It was some woman who like she was dressed up in a dress. And then she did different cut scenes of herself, like playing different roles. And she like asked her, quote unquote friend what they thought. And like they gave her like this generic, oh, you look nice answer. And she looked kind of depressed. Then she was dressed up as another friend who then started like, oh, you skank whore. You're going to make your father disown you. And then she started getting all like excited, because she felt like she was being complimented, right?
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like, you skank whore. No wonder your father disowned you.
Was that like a Boston accent or something, or a Jersey accent?
Jersey, I think.
Look, it got me thinking about this, to go back to my subject. Look, I love people in the military. My father was in the military. My brother was in the military. I got a best friend who's currently in the military. But I got issues with them, and one of the issues is like some of the. I'm gonna share an analogy I got via a chain email, an anecdote. I'm sorry, not an analogy. I got issues, and like there's a lot of things we. I don't know. I was thinking about this anecdote from the other day that just got sent. It used to get sent by email. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten this one. You probably don't run in the same circles, so you probably didn't get this one. So, a story about this guy who was enlisted in the military, and he used to take college courses during his free time, and he had this real liberal professor. And one day, the professor got on his desk and said, "All right, if there really is a God, knock me off." You guys heard this one? If there's a God, God will knock me off the desk right now. Go ahead, God, knock me off the desk, this liberal professor says. And the military guy had enough. He got up, pushed the professor off the desk, and the professor said, "What did you do that for?" He said, "Well, God was too busy protecting the soldiers who protect yours and my freedom to push you off, so I took care of it for him." And I'm like, how is this story supposed to make somebody in the military look like in a favorable light? It sounds like some dick that pushed another dick off a desk. Yeah, so let's present that as an asshole. Who's the asshole?
But then I realized, they both dicks in that story. You super right. Like, okay, so nobody wins in that. The dude might be a military dude, or it might be a little bit more of a dick because he went too far explaining. Like, I think what I would have did is just push him in like, "I'm out, bitch." God shines through. But then after that, saying the military and stuff, like, what if God was, walking on the beach with a bad bitch or something like that? I don't know. Who knows?
I was expecting my tagline, the push him off, and it's like, why would you do that? Like, I am your God.
Fuck you, you're cool. I'm out.
Oh my god.
First of all, well, I have doubts that this antidote even happened, and if it did,
that did.
How is this supposed to make the military guy look good? Because that's the point of sharing the email, the chain email.
I feel like
I don't know.
the people I know who are in the military are mostly way chill dudes, or women in that case, in one specific case, and would never behave in that manner or tell stories like that. I feel like these are people who never served but try to use that to be stolen valor. You know what I'm saying? Pretending they were like, I was in the military once and I had a liberal professor who shitted to me. And I'm like, bruh, that didn't happen to you.
Yeah, all the people that like I've known that have been in the Navy and like the military or whatever, like most of them don't even feel comfortable being thanked for their service.
Or talking about it.
My friend, he can get a little like that. He can get a little. I protect your freedoms, or we're friends, so we tease each other, and we tease him about his job, and he gets a little sensitive about it. And I once said to him, like, well, he's teasing you about your job because you're teasing about his job. He says, well, yeah, but his job doesn't protects people's freedoms like my job does. I mean, I'm in the military. He once did say, I'm in the military. You guys haven't earned the respect that I have. Bro.
That's where years of friendship is going to get you over the hump. Because I'd be like, what? Bruh.
Yeah, I've known Brian since, maybe almost all my life. Never talks about serving. Never said any stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, then on the other hand, not to paint military in a bad light, my brother and my father are pretty chill about it. They don't talk about it too much. They don't try to sun you over it. At the time he said that though, I was just going to college and my friend was working in a warehouse. So I don't know if that makes the story any better. He just questioned our value in this world based on the fact that we decided to take different paths than him.
I just kind of feel like people who do things on that line is like, you chose to do that. So just like people who choose to do drugs, maintain your high. Don't bring that shit over here. Like, that's something you chose to do. My mom told me when I was little, when I talked about hey, I'm thinking about doing this for to earn some money. She was like, that's a job that you might have to murder somebody for. Can you live with that? I was just like, I don't know. I don't think I could. And then that was the end of me ever thinking about doing that.
I have a problem with authority, so I wouldn't have been good in the military. I like to sleep in.
Yeah, I'm not. I was never built for it, and I accepted as much. My pop was Army. My grandfather was Navy. A good chunk of my family was Navy. My uncle Junior was Air Force. My cousin Mike, his son, it was also was Air Force. And so it was like, and we're saying my man Seth Macy was Air Force. So it's like I got friends and family who were down with to get down, but I've never had any of them say something in that vein. You know what I'm saying? But your buddy is he got his own little foibles.
He's a good guy.
Plus, you know what I'm saying? We all got, childhood trauma and shit. You know what I'm saying? We all fucked up in some way. So, let him be. If that's the way he's fucked up, then there you go. That's how he's fucked up. So we hope for the best. And
they're not.
I'm sorry.
How are we supposed to as civilians respect military service when they don't even, when they were busting each other's balls about you served this, I served this, you served like a pussy. Like, come on now. So how am I supposed to go, I respect the military, when they're sitting there fucking calling each other pussies for not doing the same thing in the military as they did,
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, that's another thing I don't know if you guys heard.
I'm saying that literally a story just came out yesterday as we record this about another soldier from Fort Hood who had turned up missing after having reported of non-wanted touching. Turned up.
Shit. Two?
Yeah. I don't know if you heard about the woman the guy who she reported ended up killing himself after, of course, having murdered her. Because why couldn't he just, take care of his own business?
Oh no!
But this is actually a male, and he has also been found dead, and he's like the. Let's see. I want to say it's like the seventh office of the seventh of 8. Forgive me, soldier from Fort Hood this year that has died. So it's like, about that shit. Just saying. And that's no disrespect. Like I said, people who are in the military. I'm just saying it's enough bullshit to go around that we just like. Those who deserve it and have earned it, you'll get our respect, you'll get our love, and we keep motherfucking moving. But you'll get our respect and love, and you wouldn't even and you wouldn't even ask for it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what makes that's what has in my life been representative of a good military person. You know what I'm saying? They do it because they gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't buy into that. We've talked about it before. When you say I was out protecting yours and my freedom versus I just served in the military, were you really protecting my freedoms?
Yeah.
Recent, this is a couple days after the anniversary of the first time Kaepernick kneeled.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we talked about this before, but the person who told Kaepernick to kneel was somebody in the military.
A military
because
vet.
before,
yeah,
before he was just sitting down, he just wouldn't get up for it, and I don't think that's mentioned enough. The reason he kneeled is because somebody from the military thought that was a better idea than him just sitting it out. So happy anniversary, thanks, Cap.
Yeah. So in this instance,
some people can say that Cap's fight for some people's freedoms.
So Gabriel continues to fight on Twitter and is currently hiding in his house from his wife's friend.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Oh, baby.
Again, it wasn't so much a fight as I just got a little snarky with somebody.
Again, had you not brought that into my house, you would have been fine. But you did, and that became problematic quickly, sir. We don't do that.
I'm sorry. It is. I did look at it. I did look at that person's account, and they are a trash account. I'm not even gonna relay some of the shit they said.
That person got immediately, and I mean immediately. That's one of those. That's when it comes so quick that I don't even know what I'm doing. Sometimes it's like, ooh, just like block, and not even. What I do is I mute and then block. So I'm making sure I clean the. It is a fucking scorched earth, and then I'll salt that shit afterwards. Kind of policy with me and these fuckers, bro. Especially on that account, it's like. No, we don't play games over here. You know what I'm saying?
That doesn't always work. I've muted and blocked Mark Dice, and I still see some of his fucking tweets.
That's because it's the weird way. Like if people you follow retweet them or some shit like that, it can break through. But I hadn't seen most of our president's tweets because that shit got taken care of long before he was president. It's like, nah, let's just. Salt the earth right here. So I'm with you. We were going in reverse order, so now we are around to Ant Man. I don't know if what you want to bring to the show this week, but feel free, sir, to lay it down.
Well, something that I guess we'll bring to the table next week if we actually get some feedback from somebody besides somebody on the podcast. Is I was asking about what part of modern history would you guys something within your lifetime that you wish you had taken a part of, or what movie universe do you feel like you that you would like to be part of?
If it wasn't for Infinity War, I would say Marvel.
Because you don't know if you would have been one of the people that was gone.
I mean, it's a losing proposition either way. Either I'm snapped, or I lose I lose a good chunk of the people around me, unless I'm lucky.
That's true.
So, I don't know.
It's a tough one because, when I think about movie universes, every single one of them, the problematic stuff gets highlighted. And it's like Jurassic Park. It's like, I don't want to get eaten by a velociraptor.
You whore-ass Jurassic raptor, don't try to bite me.
Marvel, I'm not trying to get snapped. some sort of like futuristic movie. Like it's always like some sort of problem where like there's not enough oxygen, or they're running out of water or some shit, or like Ghostbusters. It's like would I be okay with ghosts around, or would I be like freaking out and having heart attacks and shit? Like if Slimer were to bust in my living room, I don't know.
No, Slimer
Like-
seems messy. I hate messes.
What? Be quiet, Gabe. You just talking about you was about to mess up your toilet.
Yeah, you about to slime your own goddamn pants, so relax with that, please.
That was young Gabriel. That was young Gabriel.
Whatever. You knew about Slimer before you knew about your own cum.
Man, what if Slimer really is just like dead cum floating around?
Oh,
Like all the babies that we think like don't die because they don't like hit an egg actually do live somehow.
God damn, that's
And, like,
dark.
I mean,
Oh my god.
Hey, gross.
I think if I could, I would like to live in the world of Star Trek.
Oh,
It's a pretty decent world they live in. The potential for space travel is right there. You know what I'm saying? I dig most of the aspects of that particular world. So I would vote the Star Trek universe.
I need to rewatch Teen Wolf and find out if it was any black people in the background.
So
It probably wasn't.
that would.
And I'm talking about Teen Wolf, not Teen Wolf 2.
Team
Oh, if we're gonna go
Team
there,
Wolf
like-
also.
Yes, Teen Wolf also.
Oh man. Well, hey,
Alright, so hopefully we'll get some feedback.
I mean, do I want to live in one of those teen rom-com universes like American Pie and
Ain't no black people in the movie.
That's literally what I was just thinking about, like some sort of like teen dramedy or some shit. And I'm just like,
there's problems though.
that makes me sound like a bitch or something. Like, because I was thinking about how I used to watch One Tree Hill, and like they play basketball and shit down.
Other than what
Yeah,
I've been gonna
and I was
be
like,
lately.
but I'm like, I get to play basketball all the time, but it's like, do I want that to be my whole life? Like, I don't know.
tell you, man, Star Trek is the move. They got the holodeck. You could always go play basketball and be able to just go boom on that shit.
Would fucking 7 and 9 be like having sex with a woman and a robot?
I mean, dreams can come true that way. You can. I'm almost positive you can fuck in the holodeck. So you know what I'm saying.
He said almost
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah, Gabe, what would your wife's stance be on fucking a cyborg?
Just as bad as a robot, I'm assuming.
What about a hologram? A wet hologram. A Slimer.
Yeah, who has to clean the holodeck? A red shirt.
You know what? That's probably the shitty part of that universe. I'd hate to be the Star Trek janitor.
I'm sure Geordie LaForge had to do it.
My motherfucker was an
Couldn't they
engineer.
just blast the
Fuck that. You gotta
particles?
respect LeVar Burton's
Could-
work.
He was a.
Couldn't
he
they
was
just
a.
blast the particles out into space?
He was a. What's the fancy word for janitor?
Oh, custodial engineer. I'm saying maybe.
Wait.
Like I said, it's a,
Are you saying Mr. Reading Rainbow was the Star Trek soup?
no, like I said, Jordan LaForge was definitely not that. But I also was saying maybe because the Star Trek universe is so all right, maybe motherfuckers know. Hey man, clean up after yourself. All right, respect the fucking holodeck, bruh. Don't make me have to come down there.
Well, the problem with those team comedies, there's like universes like, I guess I'm old enough to be the dad now, and I gotta get my pie fucked.
I mean, but
And
like,
I hate wasting food.
Most of the people in our movies were never teenagers. You know what I'm saying? There was always grown ass people playing teenagers. So yeah,
Well, even like they're all problematic. Like Porky's, they're peeking in on the girls, then sticking their dick through walls. That's not okay. And
Yeah. I don't think my dad would have been mad at me for fucking the pie. He would have been mad at me for ruining dinner. Like, you know how hard I worked to buy the ingredients to make that pie?
I hate when my kids drop bars on the floor.
Bars?
You know,
they be freestyling hard. I'm saying he got some
I'm like, chocolate, soap. Like, what are
hot
we talking
16.
here?
That's
Oh.
what my nigga's saying.
cereal bars.
Oh, okay. That's what the 5-second rule is for.
That's true.
Yeah, like if no one's around to see it, who you hurting?
Oh my goodness. Well, we keep
There's a
motherfucking
lot of
moving.
good universes.
Well, what I was saying to you guys is I finished the song.
Oh.
Or at least the first verse of it.
Well,
All right, let's hear this.
Do you want to do
Rum pum stump, rum pum sting.
Do you want to do "Am I the Asshole" first, or you want me to do the song?
gentlemen,
I'm eager to hear this
I
song.
feel like he should. Yeah, I was gonna say do the song because like closing out on "Am I the Asshole" has kind of become our thing.
Okay. The name of the song is "I Seen You Checking Out My Boo."
Tay.
dedicated to the Falwells
No, I'm not going to dedicate this.
and young Granda.
I think this is more for. It was inspired by them, but after I, started writing, it's too cool for them. We was sitting by the pool. We was knocking back a few. We was chilling in Miami. You know how the players do. I seen you checking out my boo. I think she was peeping you too. This ain't a normal situation. No vacation rules. Since you my bro is cool, do what you gotta do. I won't interrupt you too while you get close like glue. I may check out your moves if it won't disturb the groove. So don't let the night go through and make my boo boo blue. Go ahead, give her a spin. She likes to show off too. She's a mean go-getter in a bad motor scooter too. I seen you checking out my boo. That's when the verse started coming in.
Oh.
Coincidentally enough, I believe Bubba the Love Sponge sang a similar song to Hulk Hogan right before he fucked his wife.
Oh, thank you, babe.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks for letting me clap them cheeks. I seen you checking out my boo.
Oh my God. Well, each and every week we come through with a selection from the good folk at Reddit. And they ask the question, am I the asshole? These are chosen by my partner. I never look at them beforehand. I never know what I'm getting. I saw one on Twitter the other day that had me just like, what the fuck, man? But let's see what our selections of Am I the Assholes are this week. Am I the asshole for going on strike and refusing to clean up until my kids and husband step up to help?
I seen that one.
Now, my family used to do that shit all
Am I
the
the
time.
asshole for kicking some groupie out of my house after she disrespected my boyfriend by trying to kiss him?
A groupie.
Yeah, the choice of the word groupie there is intriguing.
Am I the asshole for moving out mid-lease and stranding my roommate with full rent after his girlfriend keeps accusing me of being creepy?
Creepy.
Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that I don't care that her baby died and to leave me alone?
Oh,
I don't want to hear that one.
Damn.
I feel like the title just gives that one away.
Anyway,
Should have just called her a whore and kept it moving.
I think calling somebody a whore can solve a lot of problems.
of those, which one do you think speaks the loudest?
Well, the dead baby one's screaming, but
Yeah, you know what? If you guys want to hear that one, you guys can go ahead.
I didn't say I want to hear it. I just said it was speaking the loudest.
I don't know if I'm in the mindset for that.
Mid-lease roommate?
That's where I was
Groupie?
leaning.
Or
I gotta hear the groupie
Or going on
because we'll
strike.
classify somebody as a groupie.
all right, so we'll do those two. We'll do groupie
Yeah.
and
Go with the groupie
And-
and
and
the other one.
mid-lease.
Because, like, I can already tell you the first one, they're not the asshole. Because my stepmom used to do that shit all the time. She gets sick of, like, cleaning up after people and be like, fuck it, I ain't doing it. Y'all on your own.
am I the asshole for
I've lived that life.
Am I the asshole for kicking some groupie out of my house after she disrespected my boyfriend by trying to kiss him? So my boyfriend plays guitar in some band with his buddies. It's more of a hobby than anything, though. They have played at multiple festivals in the past 8 years. There are 4 people in this band. He plays lead guitar, his best friend plays backup guitar, a guy I don't know well plays the keyboard and drums, and a really nice hippie woman does vocals. I love his entire band, and they are really good people. However, more recently, one of his buddies, the drummer, has been bringing various women to my home during the practice nights. Most of them are really cool and laid back, but some of them have a really bad habit of hanging off all the guys. I've discussed my distaste for this woman on multiple occasions, but never actually said she couldn't be here. So 2 weeks ago, she came up to me pretty buzzed and asked how long John and I had been together. So I told her 6 years. She said something like, "Wow, and you guys haven't cheated yet?" Odd, but whatever. I told her no, but we don't feel like that we need to. I told her no, that we don't feel the need to sleep around. Later on, I was watching from the window and my boyfriend looked uncomfortable. The woman was pretty close and talking to him. I walked out just in time to hear her say, "Oh, come on. 6 years of one woman has made you afraid of all the rest of us, huh?" And then leaned in to kiss him on the cheek. He instantly stood up, put his hands up, and put his hands up. I cleared my throat and panic washed over his face. I walked up, kissed him, and asked, "Honey, is this woman bothering you?" He didn't say anything at all. He was fixated on me, probably trying to see if I was mad at him. So I turned to her and said, "Get the fuck off my property and do not come here again." I then turned to the drummer and said, if you ever so much as think of bringing that repulsive woman back here, you will be banned from my house as well." No one said anything. Now the reason I asked if I am an asshole here is because ever since then, the drummer has not returned. My boyfriend has not said anything about it and hasn't been treating me differently, but now I feel like an asshole for breaking up their band after.
Oh, she Yoko Ono them.
So
I don't feel like she did anything wrong. She didn't ban the dude. He banned himself.
Yep,
like
correct.
He's the one chosen not to come.
Yes.
Like, if anything, he should have been understanding the fact that the woman that he brought into their home overstepped their boundaries. And, it sounds to me like she handled everything pretty well.
I'm gonna tell you why she's the asshole, and it's at the very beginning of the story. She called it a little hobby. Obviously, these people have been together and doing this shit for a while, and the first thing she want to call it is a hobby. Obviously, if like they were at least pretty serious about it enough to have groupies. If you were serious enough to have groupies, that shit more than a hobby.
Yeah, that's a good point. Local.
She seemed condescending from the beginning.
The way she feels about their band, though, I don't think has any direct correlation on the act that happened, though, and her response to it.
I kind of feel like, yes, that situation, having groupies and the dude being kind of uncomfortable about it, but she was la-di-da-ing that shit from the beginning. Like, you can't hide that. She probably was like, she probably took the situation extra far where she didn't need to be like, "Don't bring down those bitches back around." Don't bring them. Don't bring the whores back.
Walking in or walking up to like a woman though, trying to convince your boyfriend to cheat on you with her, like that's got to be tough, especially when it's in your own home.
In my home.
A follow-up. Now that more people have commented and it's made me think over the interactions I've had with him, it made me realize that the rest of the members didn't really care too much for him because he was always super full of himself. He would make comments like, "I'm a god," or "Did you guys hear that shit? I killed it." Constantly drawing attention to himself, but no one really ever responded.
It was the giveaway.
Who is
Was
this,
when
almost famous?
Talking about the drummer?
That's what the lady, this particular lady is saying about the drummer, yes.
Before you said "I'm a god," did he push a liberal professor off his desk?
Let's see. I feel bad. So here's somebody saying something to her and her responding. "Not the asshole, no regrets. The woman was looking for negative attention. If this is all it took for the drummer to quit, maybe there was already some tensions in the band, and it was a matter of time before he left. Just because the drummer's gone doesn't necessarily mean it's the complete end. The rest of the group can look for a new drummer." And she responded to that saying, "That's true. I guess I just feel bad that they have been together for 8 years now, and ultimately, if I hadn't said anything, the drummer would still be there. I don't like being at fault, and I feel as though I am, I guess."
She is.
Well, yeah, I don't care. I don't care enough to even bother calling that woman an asshole. That's just a waste of my breath. So, yeah. That's weird. They did that.
I feel like she protected her home, but
Fair,
I'm willing to be out. I'm willing to be out alone on this side of the fence.
I don't even want to give it that much. But
If the genders were reversed, we wouldn't be. We'd be saying like, that dude did the right thing. That guy was disrespecting his women.
Like I said, my whole
that woman didn't even respect her because she came up to her, asked her if her man be cheating on her, and then went and tried to get her man to cheat on her.
To be cheating on her.
But the thing is, like I said, yes, that was a situation. But you can't tell me, like, when somebody is shitty about something to begin with or a situation, they don't find other shit to nitpick about and make things worse about it. Like, you had this one sticking point, like, I don't like these motherfuckers at my house. I don't like you doing this band shit, this little hobby you got, and I'm gonna make everything that surrounds it. I'm gonna nitpick about it. And then when this one bad situation come, that's it. Y'all motherfuckers can't come here no more because of this one thing. She
closing down the studio.
Yes. Closed down the whole thing where she could have just been like, don't have her come here, bring that shit to the side, don't talk to my man, you leave. But no, she said something to the bandmate about it.
Yeah, maybe she took it an extra step.
Okay, I can see that perspective that she didn't need to threaten him. I can respect that.
Yeah, like, talk to her. Just like with anybody who cheat, go to the person who cheated with. Why is you going to the side chick about it? She might not even know about you. Why is you talking to all the any other person in the band besides the person you have a problem with?
What?
She had a problem with the band. She never had a problem with the groupie. And that all stems from the fact that she called it a little hobby.
And she can also do a little bit more to make her boyfriend feel like he didn't do anything wrong. If she didn't think she doesn't seem to think he did anything wrong, and he's been acting weird since the situation. She likes
because she from the beginning had a problem with the band, never with the hoes.
Problem here though too is the band's been together longer than she's been with him.
Mm-hmm. He has something of his own before she met him, and she don't respect it. 8 years, 2 years before they even met, she never had a problem with the girls. It was always about the band was probably a big part of his life.
Do you believe that shit about the drummer being full of himself and everything?
Probably not. She probably was just watching that one movie I just said that I don't remember. Almost Famous.
Famous.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna add this part in here. Lock the gates.
Am I the asshole for moving out mid-lease and stranding my roommate with full rent after his girlfriend keeps accusing me of being creepy? So I've been living with my current roommate for 2 years. I'm actually subletting and I'm on my second year, which is month to month. But we've had an unofficial verbal agreement that I'd stay until the end of the year. I mean, it's a pandemic and I didn't think I'd move out either. Anyway, his girlfriend moved in beginning of this year. It's been a lot. She's obviously had some trauma in the past. I didn't dig, but I believe she was the victim of a home robbery a few years back. When she first moved in, my roommate had some ground rules for me so his girlfriend would be more comfortable. She obviously wasn't thrilled about having another roommate. He said I couldn't talk to her, like strike up a combo. If he wasn't there, because she doesn't want to have to talk to me if she didn't have to. He also said it would be best if we tried not to use the same facilities at the same time. Like if she's cooking in the kitchen, I would wait until she leaves before I grab food, etc. Like, yes, it's strange, but I figure it's his place, so whatever. I'm not trying to befriend her either. Things got worse in recent months because we've all been working from home. It's really hard to avoid someone 24/7, so obviously I've slipped up more. One time I came home from Costco and offered her a spare bottle of coconut water. I couldn't fit in the fridge. Big mistake. My roommate had to have a talk with me that night about how I should know she would never drink my drinks, and it's weird for me to even offer.
What?
The most recent one was when she was watching some Game of Thrones in our living room. I just absent-mindedly watched a bit standing behind the couch. I laughed at the scene which startled her when she looked up and saw me standing behind her. I got another earful from my roommate about how I need to stop creeping on her now that I'm home all the time. Long story short, my friend just had a place open up that's cheap, and I'm gonna move. I told my roommate, and he's pissed because of our unofficial agreement, and how he's probably gonna pay full rent for a while. I feel bad because I did say I wasn't gonna move out, but I'm also pretty sick of both him and his girlfriend. However, I feel kind of guilty because I agreed to their weird rules before all this started. Back when I thought this person is in no way, shape, or form the asshole. His roommate is a trash pile of a controlling piece of shit human being.
It's exactly what I was just thinking.
That shit is weird as fuck. Not his girlfriend being that way. It's probably because her man is that way, and that shit is gross and weird. And yes, he is wise to bring that to a close and get the fuck out of that.
Like, you want me to creep on your girlfriend? I can't creep on her from another fucking apartment, motherfucker.
There you go.
Yeah, like you don't sign over all of your rights to some other person to let them decide all the rules for your living space. Like, I don't tell Tom up in here what the fuck he can and can't do.
Yeah, so...
shit, like, he left the oven on for like 7 hours the other day, and I didn't even tell him.
Did you turn it on?
But yeah, that's how I found out the shit was on.
A follow-up. Honestly, in hindsight, I should have left as soon as she moved in. At the time, though, I didn't think it was a huge deal. It's a big place, and I wasn't trying to be buddies with them either. But it just got weirder and more degrading. My roommate was pretty chill most of the time, but his girlfriend would almost always make a U-turn whenever she saw me and him in the same space. And if she walked into a room and I was already there, she'd make a face and leave without saying anything. My breaking point was deaf being told I was creeping, but I couldn't care less what they did. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like when you're the third wheel, it's kind of gonna feel creepy no matter what.
Yeah.
Like,
especially like if you don't have a relationship at all with the other person.
Yeah.
Like, being a third wheel where like you're friends with both people can be hard, but if you don't know that other person and they don't want to know you, then it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Like, follow-up says, I wonder if your roommate told his girlfriend that you wouldn't be living there much longer. Like, that's the only way this makes sense. And the writer responded, "Oh, there was 100% some behind-the-scenes drama over me. I suspect my roommate promised his girlfriend I was moving out, then changed his mind because of rent or whatever. They fought a lot in the first few weeks, and I could tell she was pissed at him. Then again, she never paid any rent, so I don't know. She didn't seem like someone who wanted a third person living there, but conversely, my roommate also wanted me there, so lots of tension. I def stayed longer than necessary, but rent was particularly cheap there, and the location was great."
That's what I was thinking at the beginning of all this. Is like you leave, like, the dude has a girlfriend he can split the rent with. Like, you're not sticking him with anything. Like, he brought in another person. Like, so you have to pay half her way too? Fuck that.
Yeah, really.
If anything, y'all should have been splitting that bitch 3 ways.
Even cheaper and even creepier.
It's like the tagline for the sequel.
Like, shit, like, when we were living in Lakewood and we have 5 people in that one apartment, like, it was like 4 of us at first, and then the one dude's girlfriend moved in. That rent went from 4 ways to 5 ways.
What is she doing that she doesn't have to pay rent?
Sucking his dick.
Ah, that whore.
That's a universal currency.
Sucking dick. The universal currency.
Emma the asshole. Such a delight. Such a delight. But that is it, people. That's where we gonna ride on out to pasture.
Man, I wonder if she had finished Game of Thrones. Because, like, on his way out of the apartment, he should have just ruined it for her.
She's gonna that bitch go crazy and burn down all of King's Landing. And then get stabbed in her chest.
By her nephew that she fucked.
Yeah, we forget about that part. There's a lot of
incest in that show.
Man, that took a turn. Cheese and rice.
Yes, I did.
Wait, now that we're talking about it, Gabe, did you ever finish Game of Thrones? Okay.
Like I said, man, that's where we gonna stick a fork in this particular show, man. But as always, do me a solid. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. We've done some solid numbers this month, and I'm real happy with that. So that means you're out there doing what I ask of you. thank you for being so cool as to have done that. Please, if you get a chance, give us a subscription over on YouTube and our Twitch channels. With all this office building and stuff like that, we have not been on Twitch as much as we should be, but hopefully once the basement setup is all wrapped up and done, we can start streaming more regularly from there. And but YouTube stuff pops up at least a couple of joints a month is at this point, and every episode of this show goes up on YouTube. You can just, if you were so inclined, you can listen to it there, and it's a good time. And thank you for that. If you want to support the show financially and have a few bucks to toss our way, then you can join us over on Patreon, where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. We also have merch available over at tpublic.com/user/StageCrunchyandMilk, all one word. Mugs, clocks, masks, t-shirts, sweatshirts, so forth and so on. All kinds of good stuff to be had over there.
Flavor Flav style clock?
No, but you could probably put a chain on if you were so inclined. You can hook that up.
Yeah, boy.
And feel free to give us a call. 216-302-8763. That's 216-3028-POD. We'd certainly love to hear from you. There's your episode. That's how we got down with the get down. I just all kinds of healing thoughts to my man Jacob Blakely. I believe, I'm sorry if I got his name wrong, in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and to the city of Kenosha, Wisconsin, who seems to have a very racist police chief as well as officer. So maybe they'll grow and change throughout this situation. Big up to all the sports teams that was like, we gonna take a day or just a moment or whatever to support people in this weird carceral state we live in, and make sure you register to vote. Keep that shit popping like that. That's my man Anthony. Mm-hmm. He's brilliant. I love him.
Just Braves.
Look, it's your joint.
I would definitely have to come get that.
Bitch, I'm saying that's my hand, man. That thing is huge.
I'm not gonna share it. I ain't gonna tell nobody about it.
Is that a bath bomb?
Yeah, that's my man Lunchbox 2099. A fan of bath bombs when he can get a bad situation that does him right. You know what I'm saying? He'll get the fizz popping.
I'll be honest. I don't get it, but I didn't hate it.
There you go. Sometimes that's all it's got to be, man. Like, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? And that is just that. Like, that's nice.
There weren't really any instructions. I put it in the water and then I laid there.
That is the instructions. Some people put it in earlier or later, so whatever. But it's still thinking. Y'all remember Calgon?
Take me away.
Guess what? They still make Calgon.
At Walmart.
I had to look it up on Amazon to see if it's still a thing. It is.
You can take it away a lot.
Bought me a box of Calgon. I got a box of Calgon upstairs in the bathroom right now. So when I take a bath at some point, I'm gonna lay there and have Calgon take me away. It's gonna be nice, man. It's gonna be nice.
I thought it was like laundry detergent.
Nah, well, I mean, I think they might have had a laundry detergent as well, but Calgon is a water softener. And
I mean, like, isn't that the brand that they brought up in Wayne's World?
No, that's Culligan.
The Culligan.
What was the brand?
Also, a water softening kind of guy.
Dish hands or whatever. Like,
Hey,
what was that?
Yeah. Dishpan
that was
hands.
That was Palmolive.
Palmolive. Yeah. Word life. Palmolive used to make my hands break out something terrible. I couldn't watch this when my mama brought Palmolive. Fuck yeah. it would tear my hands to shreds, man. It was terrible.
Must have been made with grass and bananas.
Chopping that shit up. Yo, that's my man, Gabe, the real ODP. He's so dope. He has to hide from neighbors, but he's still a good guy. And if that neighbor was his friend and not his wife's friend, he would be there in a moment's notice. So, respect it. Ant got the comfy chair popping. Swag.
The only downside to this chair is like it got rollers and shit on it, and my floor is just a little bit slanted, so like it'll just go.
If you go, you going.
So I am definitely using my leg muscles a lot more to hold this motherfucker still.
Oh shit. That's what we doing out here, man. So I am the owner of this Table 713. You have just been podcasted when I know you loved it. Deuces.
Just brave.